And we're back.
No. We're not back.
And we're back.
We're not back.
And we're back.
We're not coming back.
All right, we're already back.
We're not back.
I usually do a countdown. You guys know this. And he refuses to let me today. And I think it's rude.
Well, you didn't want to talk to me with my pants off. I had my pants off earlier, and the sign said, his words, and I quote, "I'm not talking to you."
Yep.
And I said, brother, we having a real conversation because he had something real important to say. We talk about like technical stuff about the podcast.
Right.
And he's like, I ain't going to talk to you because your pants ain't on.
Right.
And it's like, well, what nigga?
Put your fucking pants on.
What kind of rules is these?
Put your pants on. It's my rules.
Well, that's why you don't get to count down today. And those were my rules.
What?
Those are my rules, bro. I want to be pantsless. Let me be fucking pantsless, dog. It's not just the podcast studio. It's my house.
In your own space, be pantsless.
I was in my space.
Pants on in common areas.
The podcast studios, is that common?
Podcast studio? You were in the living room. You weren't even in the podcast studio.
Yeah, I guess that's common.
Yeah. Living room is decidedly common.
Well, podcast studio in my head is still Steve Breeze's room.
That's true. So if he wants to come here pantless, it's okay.
Or Trey Stewart's room.
Yeah, if he wants to come in pantsless, it's okay as well.
Vanessa.
She can also come in pantsless. I prefer Steve Breeze out of everybody.
Out of all our roommates that have slept in this room, for Steve Breeze to come in pantsless.
Yeah. Out of all three of them.
Yeah, I don't want to see Trey's butt. It's hairy for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all seen Trey Stewart on the Bill and Ted episode. That nigga got a hairy booty. And you know it's true, Trey.
Speaking of hairy butts, we gotta talk about brown people. We gotta talk about.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna talk about Harry Potter. It's like, no, we're not talking about Harry Potter, hairy butts.
No, we gotta talk about the Prince of Egypt.
I ain't talking about that.
Yeah, we are.
I'm gonna sing about it though. All I've ever wanted,
brother.
This is my home. Yo, what were them white people on? This is my home.
Oh, Jesus.
All I've ever wanted. Moses. Ramses. No, Moses.
Yeah.
Moses. I am the evening star. No, what, nigga? Hold up. Ralph.
Yeah.
Rafe.
It's you know what it is?
What?
It is the Ramses especially. It's hard to ignore that it's just a fucking white guy doing it. Because Ramses actually like
he's British.
This is the brownest dude in the whole thing. Everyone else, you can sort of be like, okay,
they're trying to pass him off a little white. They get some white in there. I know. I
thought
you saw it. You saw it.
Even Zipporah.
I mean, Zipporah's a little darker than Moses, clearly, and Jethro, like that. They're in the desert, so it's like, but it's like, nigga, they would be dark.
Yes.
They live in the desert.
Yeah. And just their voices wouldn't be like that, but
like this.
Yeah,
whatever. You say? You mean someone in Africa wouldn't say you say?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's the funnest thing.
It is hilarious. But yeah, his was the one that was like, all right. I mean, come on,
Ramses.
Yeah, make him sound like a Ramses. Also,
make him sound like a Ramses talks. Why wouldn't Ramses be noble?
Yeah.
Like, why is Ramses sounding like Alfred?
He's Alfred.
It's like, what is this? He's so proper.
Also, it's like with Bible stories. Like I said, like when I was breaking it down, there's nothing to do with how the actual movie is.
No, we're talking about Bible shit now. We're not talking about the actual Prince of Egypt.
Yeah,
we're talking about the story that really happened.
Yeah. It is just like, damn, yeah, y'all should take a little bit of creative license with this, a little bit. Yeah. It's like because the story is just the plot hole of hey, just kill Moses. And you know what it is? At the end of the day, he comes up to you. He just walks in the palace willy-nilly, even though he's
talking in the Bible, not in.
I mean, at this point, because it didn't change much.
No, no, there's a conversation between them. At any point, Ramses could have been like, "I'm killing this nigga."
Yeah, I mean, as soon as the frogs thing happened,
he's got to go.
He's got to go.
He's got to go.
He's not gonna be like,
"Hey, son, the blood thing happens."
Oh yeah.
The blood in the water. I'm putting my hand in the water. I'm like, this is fucking blood. Mm-hmm. Kill that motherfucker. What do you mean? Kill him. Kill him right now.
Right.
Kill him right now. Go kill him.
There's no.
I'm gonna send my full army at him and the slave, all of them. Kill them all.
Yeah.
I'll go buy more slaves. I'm fucking. Money's not. That's not the problem.
Right.
The problem is the blood and the frogs.
Right. It's like
that's the problem.
And then the whole time he's just like, I mean, he is the weak link. He's just moaning the whole time.
The dad said it.
Yeah, Dad did say it. Dad really foresaw the future on that one.
He would break the dynasty.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I'm thinking about the Bible now, bro. I'm high. Let me prerequisite. Okay. I'm always high though, so it's like, you know what? This is normal. Right. Like, you know, so just be like, oh, if you're always high, well, this is just your normal opinion.
Yeah. We were happy to go on that journey with you.
Thank you, buddy.
That journey of self-discovery.
Yeah. Sometimes you find yourself when you talk out loud.
Yeah. God damn, that's really true.
So
yeah,
nigga, the Bible is like you listen to the Moses story and the Jesus story, and it's like, okay, what, like. I'm not trying to be offensive, but like, what's really going on? They're doing magic. Like, why are they special?
Right.
They're doing magic.
Right.
He even said to do my wonders. Magic. Magic. Wonder. He's doing magic, bro. The nigga, Jesus. Well, the reason, why did they follow him? Nigga walked on water. The nigga brought people back from the dead. The nigga motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? The shit that you would pay to see. Okay? I think David Blaine and Chris Angel deserve a little more respect in our time. Is what my point is. Because we all just go like, oh, but Jesus is magic. Hey, Jesus wasn't doing this shit. Jesus wasn't doing what David Blaine is on. So let's give our boys, Copperfield, let's give them props.
I'm not even going to laugh because I think you made a really true and deep point.
For real?
Yeah. Yeah, damn. Yeah.
Because what are they really doing? And then what's the difference between what we do now?
Yeah.
And like what them dudes, because I can't explain to you. Can you tell me how David Blaine does that stuff?
No.
Can you tell me how Jesus did it?
No.
Or Moses?
No.
But you can't tell me how David Blaine does it.
I also have seen video of Chris Angel walk on water.
Yeah, I seen it. We all seen it.
Yeah.
And I know you're like, oh, but he's walking on something. Prove it.
Yeah. Or even if you could prove that's not what Jesus was doing.
Yeah, like just you gotta give me the both sides here.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you something. If you can prove it, bro, you're one out of a million something people that didn't prove it when that nigga did it.
Do you remember the Family Guy joke about Jesus? It's a cutaway. I mean, obviously there's a million cutaways, so you might not remember. But it's like they're showing people.
I remember being short.
Yeah, they're going back in time and they're showing why Jesus is truly special. And he's just in front of a crowd and he's like this. I don't remember the song, but
I remember that shit, bro. And I remember one time Jesus came back and he came back to real time and that nigga was like 4'11", and people were like. He was like, hey, people were shorter back then. Let's be grown-ups about it.
Oh, bro, speaking of 4'11", I was like, I totally forgot about this until you mentioned it, bro. So the Amazon facts, right? The entire Amazon facts for this movie is just random facts about the actors. So one of them was oh my god, I'm forgetting his name. Why am I forgetting? Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer was 4'11" when he entered high school. And that was the Amazon fact for this movie.
He was short.
Yeah. Danny Glover, good friends with Fidel Castro.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Real?
Yeah.
For real?
For real. Fidel Castro and Hugo Chavez, the communist leader of Venezuela, and would have dinner with them.
That's fucking crazy, dog.
Right. He's the Dennis Rodman of their time. Because Dennis was friends with Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I got it. I was just like.
It's wild, right?
What are you doing, Danny?
Whatever he fucking wants.
What are people doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is my thing, bro.
Yeah.
This me.
Yeah.
This me, fool.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm more of a talkative person. I'm talking about it. I'm not just gonna hang out with a dictator and then not talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm be like, oh, and I'm gonna either be like, oh, that nigga is cool and he don't do no dictating around me, and I know he dictates when I'm not around,
That's
but
funny.
around me he doesn't. But you know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
Give me some facts.
I will say this: what if this was big news in '92 and you were just like 2?
Very possible.
You know what I mean?
Was Danny Glover? If I go back and watch all of his movies, are there secret Fidel Castro references in them all? Is there one in Angels in the Outfield that I missed? Please let me know.
Well, none of the ball players are Cuban, are they?
No, there's got to be one.
No, they're all white.
They're all white and then a couple black and a couple sprinkled in browns.
Yeah, but the only ones that have speaking roles are white.
Oh yeah, other than the fucking the guy who's like the big time hitter.
Right. Oh yeah. He was Mexican-ish.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was thinking about him.
Yeah.
Like, he's something. I don't know what he is.
Yeah.
But everybody else who speaks is white, other than Danny, obviously.
Yeah.
and the black kid.
But he's not a player.
The little black kid. Yeah. I'm trying to think now. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, black people don't exist. Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, if I had my way, but
God damn, what's wrong with you?
It was there. It was there. I didn't have to take it that time. It felt a little forced, but you gotta stay on brand sometimes.
Bro, something's wrong with you, dog. Moses.
The animation was gorgeous.
Be racist, Moses. This is a time. Huh?
The animation was gorgeous.
Oh, I told you, the animation, they spent the money on. The budget was on that.
Yeah.
And well, no, I don't know what the budget was on. How'd you get everybody?
Yeah.
How'd you get everybody? How'd they get everybody?
Story of the Bible, think Game of Thrones-ian, right? Even if you don't believe in that stuff, it's going to look good to middle America that you're in this.
Well, I mean, wait, Game of Thrones.
Yeah, politics. That's what I meant.
Oh,
like
okay.
Political stuff.
I thought you meant like. I thought you were comparing this.
Oh no!
I was about to say, hey, bro, the Bible's good, but come on, it ain't that good.
I'm talking about like I guess that's my
ain't
word
as
for
good
politics
as Game of
now.
Thrones.
Yeah,
better ending though. Revelations is way better than the last season of Game of Thrones. It's like not even close.
You go read it and there's like, oh wait, hold on, there's a Starbucks cup. The fourth horseman.
Like the third page in Revelations,
Yeah.
there's a Starbucks cup.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh fuck.
And then on the best the best page in Revelations, you can't see it. It's really dark.
Yeah.
But it's
Like it's a really good page, but it's like you know.
You lose some of the words because I literally can't see
Yeah,
it.
you looking back on it, it's like they could have lightened it up a little bit.
Like I mean.
Yeah.
What, bro? A shade.
Yeah.
A shade makes it more visible.
Yeah, I guess
It was a dope episode though. I'm not gonna front on it.
I guess
it's one of the best episodes they made.
Yeah, I guess this is what kind of soured me on the first thing that soured me on the writers is that they asked them like why was it so dark or whatever, and they were like, oh, everyone should just get better TVs. And it's like, oh, that's a dick thing to say.
Get better TV.
Yeah, that's a dick thing to say. I think someone said that. Someone in the Game of Thrones camp said that.
I've seen that episode on multiple televisions, my man.
It's dark.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's just dark.
That's what it looks like. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. Hey, what better TV is an iPhone 10? You tell me, bro.
Yeah.
You honestly tell me. Is there a better TV than the iPhone 10? I don't think so, sir. Because then you're going to be like, oh, you got to watch something better than your iPhone 10. Hey, bro, what do you want from people?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just the comedian version is blaming the audience when a joke isn't going well.
Oh, they didn't get it. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're that comic.
Oh.
You're the they didn't get it comic.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, go make a Star Wars movie, huh?
Yeah,
See how that goes.
Yeah, well, it didn't go.
I know.
Um.
But good thing you ruined a whole season of Game of Thrones for it, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Oh God, what idiots! What idiots! That's
That's
kind
so
of
fucked up to say idiots. I feel bad because right now it's like, oh, they did give us fucking
Yeah,
7
amazing
seasons of the best show.
Yeah.
No, like the best television show of all time.
Yeah.
You cut that season off. Cut that season off, right? Let's just say it ends open ended. Like the world ends. We don't get that season. Like on some like coronavirus hits before the last season comes out.
right.
It's the greatest show of all time. It's the greatest show of all time. It's better than Sopranos, Wire, Breaking Bad. Fucking put your show up there. It's the greatest show of all time. Because if it would have ended, let's say if we ended season 7 and we don't know what season 8 is, and in our head it ends how it's supposed to end, like on some
Right.
beautiful shit that we don't see coming and it's
Right.
beautiful. Not don't see coming like Bran is the king. Because we didn't see that coming because it's fucking retarded.
Yeah, it made zero sense.
It's not like we didn't see that coming. Like, we didn't see Bran being the king. Hey, no one saw that coming because it was like, well, okay, what is this now? What is this? You know, at the end of Departed, bro, nobody saw Leonardo DiCaprio getting shot in the head by Matt Damon. You didn't see it coming. But you know we definitely didn't see also? A clown showing up and breaks dancing them both to death. And it's like, oh, but you didn't see it coming. It's like, well, no, who cared? Why would we see that coming?
Right.
It's fucking stupid.
I feel you.
Well, nobody saw Bran coming because it was like, nigga, that's not the point.
Yeah.
So you can't, I know that in their head they'll be like, well, you didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
It's like, who the fuck, nigga? Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't see at the end of Game of Thrones the motherfucking Ents from Lord of the Rings were going to be the ones who take over. It's like, yeah, I didn't see that coming, I guess. I'm sorry. Shitty ending.
You know, at the risk of yelling about Game of Thrones even more, because we're going to do this again.
Always. Hey, forever.
Always.
It's the best. Also, that lets you know it's one of the best shows of all time.
Always.
To be that mad about, because bro, we'll never let it go.
Remember how Varys died?
Yeah, I remember how Varys died.
Yeah, just like the whole time he's this great spy master.
The greatest, one of the best characters on the show.
Yeah.
One of the arguably best characters on the show.
And then he just dies by just saying some shit out loud that he would never say out loud.
Oh my God, what was that?
Yeah, it's like, oh God.
And then also just his death, and it's just that's it. And you're like, well, okay, well that's how we're ending that. All right, well that's fine.
The best, one of the best characters on the show.
Like you know who got a death? The death he deserved? The motherfucking Tywin, the dad.
Oh well, yeah.
That's a death. You feel me, Hassan? That's a fucking. It was deep. It was dark. It was a moment. It was fucking heavy.
He was on the toilet.
It was the argument while he's on the toilet. I mean, that was like, give this. But also, his character was unbelievable throughout. He's probably the best. Some would say that he was a lot of people's favorite character until he died.
He was a great character.
So it like. Give him that. Varys the same thing. Like
Yeah.
I didn't like it. Just like I didn't like how Jamie and Cersei. Oh my god, what the
Cersei
fuck was
got
that
bad
shit?
deaths.
And then was Cersei the best character? You could say the best
Yeah.
character on Game of Thrones.
And then by the time
She was also not in the last season.
by the time
We'll argue about this forever.
Daenerys died too, it was like her death wasn't worth it. Like, all-
Well, because I saw it coming. What do you mean when we
Yeah.
were like, oh, Jon Snow's about to kill her?
Yeah.
Because they've mapped this season out. They mapped this season out.
right.
You know what I didn't know was gonna happen,
They
bro?
were tipping pitches, but I felt like
They were tipping pitches.
I felt like the Astros at the last few games were just like, oh, I know what's coming.
Yep. And so this win isn't real. Mm-hmm. You losers.
Yeah,
How's that feel,
Astros fucking.
Oh, Astros. We have a lot of
suck.
listeners in Houston too.
Yeah.
Oh, we love y'all, man. But y'all team ain't y'all team. I guess you know what, y'all don't care, nigga. If I won a ring, I don't know. I wonder if I would care. I love the game so much, bro. I love the game of sports. I want to say I would care, right? If Memphis Grizzlies won on some bullshit like that, like we straight up, like nigga, it was proven.
Yeah.
Like Dan, like you'd be like, damn, bro, John Morant didn't want to take his jersey off because of what? You know what I mean? Like he clearly was cheating or whatever.
Right.
I don't know if I'd like that ring. I don't think I'd like that ring.
I would say this.
I'm straight up behind it with it.
I would say this. I don't think you dislike the ring, but yes, you would, because every time that would come up, you'd be like, "You guys won the ring."
I can never brag about it.
You could never brag about it, because anyone you argue with would be like, "Well," and then you would know,
And I know.
and you know,
And I have to be like, well, we still won.
Yes.
And I have to say this bullshit. Well, everybody else cheats. We just got. And it's like that's not not what the argument is.
right. So you would force you to do one of two things. It would either force you to admit that it's a kind of whatever ring, or it would force you to be the opposite way and go 100 on the ring.
Yeah, you got to be like one of the team, them.
Yeah.
And the MLB.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than the other team. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The higher ups.
Right.
How would you feel? Because you're Giants. You have a baseball team. How would you feel if the Giants won the way the Astros did, and it came out like that, where it was like just like that?
Oh, it would hurt even more, because then the question would be like, well, what did the 3 in the last?
Woo!
Like, you know what I mean? That would hurt.
So you would now question all your and
Mm-hmm.
every time would you not feel comfortable bragging about being?
Yeah, I would feel cheated. I would feel cheated out of the feeling of not winning the World Series. Like, bro, I know this firsthand with Barry Bonds having the home run record. You know, I mean, regardless of how I felt about steroids, I still don't feel like the full elation of my favorite player having that.
Why?
Because there's a cloud over it.
Well, I will. That's where I think I feel you. I'm not gonna.
There's a cloud.
I disagree.
Yeah.
But because
It's
I disagree,
not-
but I feel you.
it's-
There's a cloud of it over it.
Yeah, I will say this. It's not on the same level of like the Astros
He
cheating
cheated.
scandal.
That was cheating.
Yeah. That it's not on the same level of that, I don't feel. But there is a cloud.
I think he didn't know the pitches, fool.
Yeah, he
Barry Bonds hit that many home runs.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
You feel me? Like that's hard.
Yeah.
Now, the 500 feet and shit, it was like, okay, he's juiced up.
Yeah.
Like, why is he hitting the ball to Oakland? You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
that's fair.
Like, all right. But other than that, and why is his head so big now? He looks like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
But other than that, the nigga still can hit, and like that's why I disagree on the Mark McGwire thing. But you're 100% right. I can't sit there and act like there's not a cloud over it.
Yeah.
Why isn't the nigga in the Hall of Fame? He's the greatest player of all time.
Yeah,
Is he not?
arguably the greatest player of all time.
And he's not in the Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. So
Right.
what are we talking? What are we even talking about here? Neither's Mark McGwire. Neither's Roger Clemens. Neither are all these fucking dudes who are the arguable greatest players of all time.
Right. And it's like they're just not gonna be. There's just a cloud over it.
Is Jeter in there? He's in there already, right? Or how many years does it take?
It's a 5 years. I think he retired 2014. He probably is in there, or if not, he's about to be in
Well,
there.
he's the first ballot,
He's
for
gonna
sure.
be first ballot. Yeah. Whenever he comes up, he's gonna be in there. So I
So
don't.
he's either in, he either just got in, and we
or
missed
is they're
it.
about to get in.
Until
Yeah.
he knows now.
Well, yeah, you know.
Because it sucks because now they have to do some virtual shit. I feel so bad for Kobe and KG and Tim Duncan. Because they're about to get in the Hall of Fame, remember?
Right. Well,
And they're
I
not
mean,
going to get the big thing that they deserve.
that's true. Well,
So is Kobe.
yeah.
What?
I was gonna say I don't think Kobe was gonna video call in either. If I was gonna be honest, you said you said it like you felt sad that he was gonna be on the Zoom.
Yeah, you're a monster.
Uh,
You're sitting there, dude. That
so
legend tortured your team for years.
yep.
Mine too.
Yeah, I mean the whole NBA. I don't think it was just
Multiple
my
for
team.
20 years straight.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
Torch people.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't feel any sort of extra hate towards Kobe because he torched my team.
I always just hated him.
Of course,
Fucking.
of course, Kobe is the classic. You hate him if he's not on your team. He's
the best player in the
yeah,
NBA.
he's like Moses. You hate him if he's not on your team.
Oh, dude, if I was an Egyptian, just living in Egypt at this time, and I'm like, and I know, and like, it's like, oh damn, it's Moses. Wait, the dude who was Ramsey's brother. Yeah. Wait, he's causing all this, and these slaves, nigga, let's go. What are we doing?
Yeah,
there's frogs, and I got boils.
Yeah, everyone's
I'm just mad. I'm like putting myself in the shoes of like, if I'm there, bro, I'm like, bruh, why ain't this nigga killing this nigga for? I get it, he was his brother.
The boils, I forgot about the boils. They all had boils.
Also, y'all ever notice Ramsey sound kind of British?
Yeah.
Like, that nigga do sound. I don't even know what a British person is, but that's not. He don't talk like us.
Right. It's funny. This movie is it's not funny while you're watching it because it's a very like it's the movie. It's the story about the Bible, so you're watching it. Yeah. But when you really think about it afterwards, like, that's kind of funny.
This is my home.
Alabaster stone.
Bro, he was bragging. This nigga was on some Rick Ross, like, huh? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, look at the fucking Rolls Royce garage, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, he was bragging for a second. And, yo, bro, this movie is hilarious, dog.
This movie is really funny.
This movie was funny. Man, guys, enjoy the next movie coming up with your very special guest, the president of the motherfucking Beans.
President Beans.
Mr. Daren Bates. Enjoy, guys. He flew all the way out for you.
Yeah, he flew out just for this.
So go follow the Raw Room podcast. That's his. And subscribe and like and follow him on Instagram. But we'll get all of that later. But I'm going to say it anyway because he fucking flew out and he deserves extra love.
Absolutely. Beaners, this is your intermission right now.
Before we get into the episode you are here for, really quick, thank you for listening.
Yes,
we love you.
We do. Please subscribe to us on YouTube. Rate and review this podcast on iTunes.
Please rate and review. That stuff matters. We could use the help, and we would appreciate it.
Yeah, tell your friends about the podcast. We know you love it.
Tell your friends about the podcast. We know you love it. You keep going back and listening to old episodes. That's how we know you love it. We appreciate that.
And, follow us on Instagram at Spoil the Beans, and then you can find our individual Instagrams. We're linked on everything. Follow
Derek
us on
Poston, Sanamad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and shout out to Greg Scamato for making our theme music. If you want some more samples from him or maybe help from him, check out gregcanhelp.com.
Yep.
Yeah. And now back to your future presentation. And we're back in 3, 2, 1.
Nigga
What
took
up?
the garage.
Nigga stole Hassan's garage clicker, bro. Darren just...
What's up? Fucked up.
We back. We letting our super fucking president guest know recently that Hassan got robbed.
Yep, my car got quote unquote broken into. I left it in the garage unlocked, so I guess that's kind of my fault.
Yeah,
but they took the change, the garage clicker, the mask I had in the center console.
So a mask you already had on your face.
No, I had a couple like unused masks, just in case.
That would have been even funnier if they took the used mask. And, like,
it's like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah, it's like, man, I
just go anywhere. They give them out. They give them to you.
That shit funny.
They got about $3 out your ass in that change, though.
They
got them with the quarters, bro.
They left my golf balls though, which I'm thankful for. Even though I haven't gone golfing in months now, they were like, "We'll leave these."
They were like, "I'm not gonna fuck with this nigga's hobby. I'm not an animal. What am I? You know, to fuck with a man's, free time." What up, D-Bates? You back?
I'm back, baby. I'm back again. Thought I wasn't gonna be here, but I'm here.
I know we tried to make it so, but you're a fucking persistent man. We put up a lot of roadblocks, but we sent you the wrong
I got through that
address.
shit.
We started a global pandemic. We really tried to keep you away.
Keep you away, but you are a force, sir. Thanks for coming back, bro.
I appreciate
I love it that you're here, man. The fam's in town too?
Fam at the beach, man. Headed to the beach, far as fuck. I don't know why, but that beach, my lady's from California. She a beach girl.
I didn't know your lady was from California.
She from the Bay.
Oh, she's from this
shout
town.
out.
Yeah, she's from
Shout out.
San Jose / Santa Clara.
Okay, yeah. So she's very near where I grew up.
I've been there a bunch.
Yeah.
San Jose part.
Yeah.
I like that
It's
place.
nice down there. It's
Yeah,
nice.
good
I like
food.
it down there better than like being in the city and shit.
Yeah, San Francisco City's not as cool as you think.
No. It's too hilly and a whole bunch of weird shit.
Yeah. How'd you like Oakland though? Because you lived there for a
Oakland
minute.
was super straight. Because I stay on that side of the bay, so I stayed in Hayward Hills. So it was probably like 20 minutes from Oakland. Well, actually, all that fucking traffic, it'd be like 45.
Hayward Hills sounds like a nice suburbs, bro.
Oh, yeah, gated community.
Dude, it didn't sound ungated.
My
I'll tell you
neighbors
that.
were Indian. Like,
yeah.
real brown skin. You hear me?
Oh, that's all his people. All
All your people's over there, Asians and shit, so I felt comfortable.
Oh, the rich ones. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was super comfortable, nigga. Hell yeah. It was like a sprinkle of white people here and there.
Yeah,
and there was a lot of Raiders players.
Damn, and then just Indian people.
And then just
rich
fucking Indian
engineers.
with like Teslas, like nothing but Teslas in their garage. Like 3 of them bitches.
all Tesla. His dad got a Tesla.
Yep.
All Tesla. Now they cool as hell, little fat ass dude. Wave at me every morning out there, bitch. he was fat as hell. So I knew he was smart as fuck. Had to be. He wasn't doing nothing actively.
Damn, bro, you lived in some nice gated communities now, man.
Yeah.
Bay Area is nice, especially around the Indian people. we keep it tidy.
You're stupid, bro. God, man, I can't believe you're a pop. That shit blows my mind sometimes thinking about it.
Yeah.
Fucking weird.
Got too many kids.
Bro, you have 3.
With another one on the way.
Oh damn!
Oh my God, I know. Oh my God.
Yeah, it makes that
Damn.
face like, God.
Oh my God, dude. Yo, that's 4.
Yeah. 4 kids. What is it? 1897? Why do you have so many kids?
Bro, 4 is 4. 4 is like, you feel me? 4 is 4.
Like you almost got to start in 5, my nigga.
Bro, it's more people than the people in this room right now. Imagine another person in this room, and then imagine paying for all their college.
Oh shit. Nigga better
Oh,
get a
shit.
scholarship. Fuck you mean. Damn, I didn't even think about that shit. I mean, oldest nigga is 7. So it's like, that's a long way. I mean, yeah, that's a long way. What, 10 years? I guess it ain't.
Damn, he's 7. Yeah, and then your daughter
10, she 3.
3.
And then I got a 1-year-old. So yeah.
Damn, bro, they all gonna be close in age. They're gonna be competitive as fuck.
Hell yeah.
They're gonna be competitive as fuck, bro.
I like it.
I know, I like that. I'm jealous
I'm
of.
gonna bake them niggas into it too.
Oh, of course. What do? You start drama. You can be like, well, you gonna let your sister do that to you? And then the other sister's like, no. And you're like, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do, nigga? You gonna fold it up, nigga?
Yeah, exactly.
Nigga, hell no, nigga.
I can't wait to fucking instigate. Be the Skip Bayless for my kids, bro. Just instigate, talk shit, get fights started.
Yeah.
And then renege.
And then if they check me on it, they'll be like, well, I didn't say all that. Come on, dude. Go talk
That's
to your
what
mom.
skill good at fucking reneging after he says some shit.
Oh, bro, do you see the Dame Lillard interview with
And I
Carmelo? Did you see that?
loved it.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh,
Loved it.
Dame talks about fucking how he called Skip out. Like, man, you a fucking fake ass clown.
Mm-hmm.
And then when like I called him on the phone, like he was like he backed down. Like he's one of those people. Like he
Yeah.
didn't stick to it. Like when he called him on the phone, like, hey, because Skip Bayless, he talking shit. Like I don't
Heavy
like that,
shit.
man.
Heavy
When you're like LeBron sucks and Damian Lillard's not good. It's like, well, now what is this?
you got to stand on that.
Yeah, it's like
And it'd be better if you stand on it and just be like, hey, that's just the type of nigga he is. He just fucking stupid.
yes.
Just say stupid shit. Okay.
Just try to get views. That's all he's trying to do, right?
But,
He's trying to-
I'm
Yeah,
on their
but you
side.
might
Like,
well
if I
stand with that shit
if I
you
see
gonna
you
do.
face to face and I go, hey man, what's all that shit you talking? And you go, whoa, brother, it's it's TV. We're having fun.
Yeah, and then
It's
I'm
like we're
like,
not having fun. You're
No,
ruining my
yeah,
name.
Yeah, I'm not gonna respect it unless you. And then if y'all come at you and you be like, yeah, I don't like how you play. I don't. Okay, then I can
Change the conversation. It does change the conversation.
It changes the
If a
conversation.
motherfucker's like, look, well, you did this on third down, you did this one, and then it's like, well, now it's like, oh.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, well, I might have got a problem with everything you said. People might have a problem, but you stood on what you said, and it's still fuck you. It's still, I don't like you.
Right.
But,
Yeah, totally fuck you. You don't
You
play.
know what I'm saying? You don't play, nigga. You talk about the shit.
Yeah.
You write articles and do shit. Like I just had to it's gonna come out in like a couple weeks. The one I did about the media on my podcast.
On Raw Room Podcast, you better subscribe and
I
like.
went the
Yeah.
fuck in because there's some shit that had happened over there with them motherfuckers, and that's what hit me back with like, oh no, I see this and I like yeah, that's cool, fuck you, because I still don't care.
I still don't care, but it's dope now that y'all get to be the media now. Y'all get to be the media now, somewhat, bro. Y'all doing podcasts. It's like it's crazy to hear
Right.
athletes talk for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like calmly though, not no interview, not on some like, you know what I'm saying? Just your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were just saying with Dame, like it was he did it on Carmelo's like podcast.
Right. There's the what's it called? Athletes now. You're not. You can control a narrative. Anyway, it's
Yeah.
not like you're not just like, oh well, I guess this is what CBS says about me, and
Or
that's what
skit,
people
or
think.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's some
Absolutely.
also, you were saying Damian Lillard's not clutch in the fourth. It's like, well, what are we even talking about now?
Clutchest nigga in the world.
It's like that's the problem. That's why people don't like him. Is he's so clutch.
And the nigga so clutch, he's shooting clutch shot from half court to win games, nigga.
To win series.
Series, nigga. Like 2 steps across half court, did the nigga just busting that hoe with no kind of emotion.
No emotion, bro.
Oh my God, I loved it. And then when he dropped 61 after Skip talking shit.
Wait, he dropped 51 and 61.
And 61.
Yeah.
Then he dropped like 41 a couple games before that.
Yeah. And he lost, and they were talking shit because he missed the free throws. But it's like, what?
Yeah.
Patrick Beverly?
What? I ain't gonna lie, I like Patrick Beverly. When he was doing
too.
that shit on the sideline, like talking about, what? Nigga, come on now. You
It's
know
like,
him.
hey, bro.
And then his David Lillard, his comeback was fire though. And they was like, Paul, I didn't already put your ass out.
Paul, hey, first off, Paul George, you
Shut
can't
the
say
fuck up.
shit.
I already put your ass
can't say
out. And nigga, he just, I don't know what he said to Pat. He be like, nigga, I dice your ass up too, nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga, shut your ass down, nigga.
What we talking about? I think, bro, Dame Lillard's. Man,
the truth,
is he second
bro.
best player? He might be the best player in the league. He might be the best player in the league.
Right now.
Right at this moment in time. Who's
If
the
Devin
best
Booker
player
was
in the
still
league?
playing,
Devin went off.
went
In the
off.
bubble.
Oh,
TJ
man.
Warren was going off.
TJ Warren's going off. Luka went off yesterday.
Luka
And he lost.
went off.
Luka goes off.
And
I was
that
gonna
weak
say
ass ejection was.
Oh, they
soft
tried to
as
make the
shit.
Clippers win. I mean, I
That's
believe in
soft as
conspiracy
shit.
sometimes, and it's like, oh, they definitely don't want the Mavericks.
Yeah.
They want the Clippers. They want
don't
Clippers,
want
Lakers.
Yeah.
The only time LeBron has ever been ejected is by the same ref for doing the exact same
I
thing
heard
that
that.
Luka did. Not Luka,
Oh.
Kristaps did. Yeah, he's one of those. Apparently, he's one of those like I want to control everything refs, and he's like one of those like I want to make my imprint on the game
I hate
types.
them type of niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was trash, bro. But
That's pretty garbage. Because it's such a good game, and then it's like, well,
Man, you just blew it with your weak ass call. Like you
Yeah.
had nothing to do with what was going on. Like, man, I don't know.
also, it wasn't that bad either. He just fucking.
It was?
He grabbed his homie, fool. What you supposed to do? Like, what I supposed to do? He didn't like run up and swing immediately.
Ref, stop.
Yeah, hey, not cool.
Ref, get him, man. Nah,
That's also
hell
that's
no.
your mother. It's Luka, fool. You know what it is. Like, oh, this is our star. We gotta have his back. Like we have to. That's the whole point.
That's your team, man.
That's the team.
Period.
Yeah,
Nigga,
you're right.
period.
You're right. Even
Yeah.
bro, that shit is wild, fool. But anyway, we came here to do a movie today.
yeah.
So excited.
We're gonna spoil a movie for my boy D Bates. I guess should we pay the bills or something
Yes. We're gonna
before we get into this?
Yeah.
Gotta keep the lights on.
Darren, do you like Instagram?
And I know you like podcasts,
I love podcasts. I love Instagram.
dude.
No, all right. Instagram's cool.
Instagram's yeah. Instagram can
It's
be
all
bad.
right.
Instagram
Yeah,
can
it
also
be bad.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram can be bad. Twitter can get annoying too.
Oh, Twitter is the fuck. Like, bruh, Twitter is South Central,
Twitter is South Central.
and Instagram is Hollywood,
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
Facebook is Mexicali.
Yo. And then, you like TikTok or no?
I ain't been on TikTok. I ain't never been on TikTok. My grandma be on that hoe.
Hey, fool. I'm not trying to,
Nigga,
not trying to
I
be a
heard
TikTok
you-
pusher.
Nigga, you push the fuck out of TikTok every time that shit come up.
Yo, TikTok go hard, dog.
TikTok's
When I say
pretty good.
TikTok goes fucking hard in the pain, fool.
Hell
I'm
nah.
dead serious, bro. It's better than all of them, by far.
For real.
By far.
Yeah.
Not even close. Not even close,
But see, I
fool.
ain't got time to be doing no TikTok videos though. So you
No,
gotta
I don't post a lot, bro. I scroll. The best thing about the scroll too is you see it ain't like it ain't like Twitter, fool. You just gonna see famous people or the people you
Or your
follow.
followers.
It's like, nah, bro. You see people you don't follow. You don't. It's just random.
So it's
fool.
like Vine.
It's like Vine,
like
bro.
Vine.
Oh,
It's like Vine, but better.
I used to fuck with Vine though.
Vine was good. 'Cause
Hell
yeah.
it's like enhanced Vine, bro. It's Vine on steroids.
Okay. I'm gonna check.
And then
it
a lot of ass and titties.
out. For real?
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of, if you don't mind,
Well, hold on. Let me.
depending on the, if you don't mind not knowing the age and that's your prerogative, and you have to be okay with that to be like, 'cause some of the videos you're going to be like, man, what am I watching right now? I don't know. 'cause-
Some of these videos is like, hey, where are your parents?
For real.
Hey, bro.
In the
But
other
then a lot-
room.
Yeah. And a lot of them are just like hot milfs shaking ass and titties to a TikTok song. And you're like, you know what? I did need this. And it's not just a bunch of hate. It has nothing to do with politics. It's
Can
just
you
some nice
comment
titties.
on it and shit?
Yeah.
No, I never commented. You comment?
I
can,
comment,
though.
but you
Oh,
can.
you can. And the comments aren't as crazy. The comments are more funny. It's like YouTube. Like how, YouTube comments be comments be funny, fool.
YouTube comments do because I be getting comments already on our shit, and I be like, bro, well, who the fuck are y'all? Where this shit come from?
Yeah, I know, right? Like, who is this person who's like, you know what? I'm gonna let these guys know how I feel. That is crazy to me.
That shit hilarious, but hey,
I don't mind. At least y'all listening, man.
yeah.
So yeah, go listen to the Raw Room. Subscribe.
And
like,
follow Daren on Instagram.
Follow me on Instagram. Follow the Pod Room.
The Raw Room.
Raw Room. The podcast on Instagram and Twitter. Raw__room. Easy.
did somebody already have Raw Room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody already had a Raw _ room. Mother.
Somebody
Hey,
had Raw _ So
who the fuck are you, man?
Nigga, it wouldn't have his shit on it.
That's
It
what
would
made
be
me
no
I would be
post
so
following.
mad.
It'll be following like 7,000 people with like 2-3 followers, and it's got the name. I'm like, you bitch ass.
Did you find the original, like just straight up Raw Room? Like, did you look for that person?
It was not a person. It was just some shit.
Just like a bot.
Yes.
Damn, so you couldn't even hit him up and be
Can't
like,
even hit-
hey,
no.
bro, would you mind giving it up?
No, it was a fucking some boot. It was like random weird, like somebody posting like some anime mixed with some scamming shit.
Oh, it's not a real page.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
hilarious.
it was just like, but y'all got it.
He said, y'all got it. We'll be
So these
__.
It's like just a line, so it's cool.
Oh, shit. Hey, can y'all two do me a favor real quick, man?
All right.
Would love to.
Thanks, D-Bates. Son, you can shut the fuck up.
All right. All right.
You're not doing it.
If that's the energy you
I
want
said
to
shut
bring.
the fuck up, and you kept talking. As you told me you would. Daren, can you do me a favor? And Hassan, can you help him?
All right.
Daren, can you tell me, bro, what you think happens in the film that you've never seen? I don't know how you didn't see it.
I don't know, but here we go.
Me, Myself, and Irene.
I can tell you how I ain't see that shit. 'Cause I can guarantee you ain't no black people in this bitch.
In this, you're wrong.
What?
First off, Jim Carrey's all colors, and I'll stand by that statement
okay.
forever.
See, now you let me know. Okay, Jim Carrey in it then.
All right.
Okay,
so-
well, but
appreciate that.
are there black people in it? Maybe.
The
All
nigga went on the screen for no more than 5 seconds.
We'll see.
all right. All right. So it's Jim Carrey, and
Did you know Jim Carrey was in
And
this?
Irene.
Yeah,
Hassan, did you know
I didn't know Jim Carrey.
So you knew this was a Jim.
I knew this was a Jim. All right. So who is Irene to Jim?
It's gotta be his ex.
Okay. So his ex.
So
So
she was, yeah, she was like, the movie started with her being his girl, then
they broke
they
up.
broke up.
Okay. And so now it's just him, sort of trying to get back with her.
Get back with her, but kind of probably, he's gonna be a homeboy here and there, like get him back into the club scene, get him back on the hose.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
His
Then-
black best friend.
Yeah.
That's what I'm his black best friend. That's what I'm going with.
That's then he kind of makes a mistake, like she catches him or doing some shit, or he might see her with another dude, and he's like, me and myself, and I gotta figure out Irene.
You know what? It's Jim Carrey, right? And it's called Me, Myself, and Irene. So maybe like there's something going on with him.
That he's two people.
Yeah, maybe maybe he's got split personalities. Like he's one guy during one
'Cause
time.
You know he definitely do some shit like that.
Yeah. And so he's like he has multiple personalities, and he's one time he's me, one time he's myself. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that one.
How does y'all's movie wrap up?
They all come together, right?
Yeah, all three of the people.
Yeah, all three of the people. Him, himself, and Irene.
Yeah.
And his black best friend.
Well, this is just his friend.
Yeah,
He's
he
like-
was just there. He don't get, like I said, it's no white people. I mean, black people in this. So I feel like they just had to sprinkle him in there. You don't get too much fucking TV time. Nigga. This ain't me, myself, Irene, and the black dude.
All right, I like this. You're both wrong.
How wrong, though?
Yeah.
Hassan, did you know anything about this?
I just knew Jim Carrey was in it.
You know anything else?
No.
Nothing.
Nothing. Did I
He
get
seemed
it?
like he
I got
would,
the split
though.
personalities right.
Yeah.
I got the split personalities right.
'Cause he knew.
I didn't know anything
I ain't
about
gonna,
it.
I was about to say that, too.
Yeah,
I was.
it's called Me, Myself, and Irene. It's
Yeah,
Jim
like, come
Carrey.
on now. It's
Yeah,
Jim
like-
Carrey.
yeah,
And all the beaners also, they're like, I smell Hassan knowing something. They're lying.
I didn't
They
know.
smell it, and I smell it too. Beaners
didn't
were
know.
smelling his cooking.
I had
We
no
smell
idea.
it when you lie, dog.
I had no idea.
But yeah, you guys were 20% right.
Oh,
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
You did a good job. You did a good job.
Usually he's 99% wrong.
You know what? When you look at the numbers like that,
80%, nigga, I'll take it.
you're right. That is a fucking literally like a 19% improvement.
It's 1,900 times better.
It's not bad.
That's that real math right there.
What? You guys want to hear me, myself, and Irene?
Let's do it.
Dude.
This is one of and I'm being dead serious, fool. I'm being dead serious. This is one of the funniest movies of all time.
All right.
Okay.
It's one of the funniest movies
Okay.
of all time. This is Jim Carrey, year 2000.
Okay.
It's right after Dumb and Dumber. We talking about peak
Okay, yeah.
Jim Carrey. This movie destroyed the box office. Commercial, you know what I mean? Like, it did everything it was supposed to do, bro. This is one of the fun, rated R comedy, too.
Ooh.
This is one of the first, like, big...
Oh, so you're going to see some nudity, huh?
Oh, we had some fun.
Yeah, okay. Either some nudity or some real fucked up jokes.
Yeah.
One of those is always for a rated R. You got to be some fucked up shit being said.
We see the state of Rhode Island.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
You hear some goofy, like, country music kicking in, like, doom, be a highway
Some
patrol.
bluegrass.
Yeah, like and it's a song about being a highway patrolman for Rhode Island. Camera zooms in, you see a motherfucker, you see our boy. He's a Rhode Island state trooper, bro. He's got the full get up on. He's a cop, you know what I mean?
Wow.
He's driving, he's got the motorcycle, like no smile on his face, just kind of looking calm. Me, myself, and Irene.
It's interesting. Jim Carrey as a cop.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just
what
a
I'm saying.
Weird thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's even goofier when you see, because it's that
Yeah.
Rhode Island outfit. You know, they look like the Canada guys.
Oh, really?
They have those outfits.
Okay. That's
You know what I'm talking about? The Canada outfit.
So they ain't got a uniform.
It's like a uniform, but it's like it's like
all
a,
red and like boots.
Yeah, all red, the big boots.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? A
yeah.
huge hat, nigga, like that kind of
Sassy
cop.
with it. That's sassy.
Extra sassy with it.
Sassy with it. Yeah. It's a great way to describe police.
In Rhode Island, though.
Also,
Rhode
yeah, because it ain't like it can't be a lot of Rhode Island state troopers.
Cannot be.
I would assume
you're
that's a smaller precinct. I'm guessing. I
I might
don't
just
know
be
much.
the one. Yeah. I am the police.
of Rhode Island. So credits rolling while he's driving, right?
Mm-hmm.
You hear the narrator. Meet Charlie. He's a helpful dad, an upstanding citizen, and an 18-year vet of the best goddamn law enforcement in the land, the Rhode Island State Police. This is his home. You see his home, it's a small little house, like right on the water. Modest, his home, like the man. He lived on the water, but he wasn't much of a swimmer. But that comes in later. We'll get there. Let's start at the beginning. 18 years earlier.
Okay.
All
I
right.
like, I like the time travel.
I love. It's nothing better when the movie's like, let's
I
go
like
back.
time travel. I
You know,
like that.
he goes, well, Charlie was the best young state trooper on the whole force, and hell, he was dating the prettiest girl in town. And he's got a bad white bitch. Her name's Layla. All right, and they have T-shirts like they're all out on a date, and these like they're so like lame shit. They have like T-shirts on of each other.
Matching.
Yeah, you know,
Like
what I'm
I'm with her.
Yeah, exactly. And they're
Yeah,
kissing
yeah.
and just saying like sweet, sappy shit. You know what I mean? And he's got a goofy cop mustache. Like this nigga looks so funny. Dude. Like, he's got the big, thick cop junk. You know,
Okay.
but it's Jim Carrey. and they like, you know, they're all kissing up. And then you cut to they're getting married.
Okay.
All right. And all of his troopers are there, like all the rest of the, you know, the precincts there, and they're all proud of him. They all got their outfits on. It's a huge wedding. They drive off in a limo. They go home. Credits are still rolling.
Okay.
All right. He carries her up to the door. Their limo driver, I guess we'll start a black count here. Our first black person of the movie.
Okay. Okay.
Limo driver.
Okay.
You recognize he's a black midget, bro. He's been in everything. He's like bro. I want to say the nigga was in the Friday
The
movies.
light skin one?
Yeah, he's like light skinned. He's like a midget.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know he's talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
He's been in so much shit. Fool. When you see him, when you see him, you'll be like, oh, this guy's been in a million things.
Okay.
You know. So like you see him walking up, right, and Jim Carrey's carrying his wife to the door, and he sets her down, and he turns around, and he's like, ooh, I don't have any cash. Do you people take checks? And then the little dude's like, you people? What the fuck you mean, you people, motherfucker? And Jim's like, oh, God, no, oh my God, no, I would never. I mean, like you're the limo company, do you people? And he's like, oh no, maybe we just pay me in some cotton, motherfucker. How about paying me in some fried goddamn chicken, nigga? Huh? That's what you're talking about. And he's like, oh my God, I would never pay you in those things. And his wife comes out, and she's like, what's going on here? And he's like, this nigga's being a racist. And then the wife's like, oh, Charlie, you use the N-word? You never use the N-word in this house. And he's like, what are we talking about? You know? And then right then, the little dude goes, oh, so it ain't a race thing. This is a little people thing? Oh, you think you gonna fucking step to me? Well, guess what, Playboy? He starts taking his jacket off. And Jim Carrey's like, sir, please. You picked the wrong one, nigga. And bro, he starts coming at him and swinging. Jim Carrey's like, hey, stop it.
Nigga swinging like
Bro,
that.
swinging right and it's Jim Carrey like, hey, you know?
Really funny.
And then this nigga, the little dude pulls out nunchucks. And Jim Carrey's like, those are illegal in the state of Rhode Island, sir. And this nigga starts hitting the fuck out of him. Hey, ow. And his wife's like, get off him. Charlie, stop it. And he's like, he's hitting me. then the wife finally grabs the little dude and pulls him off. She walks off to the side with him, right? And she's like, I'm so sorry, sir. Oh, my God, he's never like that. What's your name? And he's like, man, I hate when people be racist like that. My name's Shantae, and I'm sick of this world being like this and that, right? And she's like, oh, my God, I apologize. She's like, let me walk you to your car. And he's like, I don't even really drive this limo like that. This is really just an experiment, and this nigga is like a super scientist. And he's just running an experiment. I swear to God,
okay.
he's just running an experiment.
Okay.
It's very important, too.
Okay.
He's just running an experiment to find out like limo like a driving thing, but he's like saying all this extra smart shit, and she knows what he's talking about because she also has that same kind of job. Like she's a super genius, right?
Okay.
And they start bonding, and this nigga kind of like winks at her, and then she's like,
There you go.
"There you go."
Damn. What a bad day.
Oh, bro, this is the worst day of Charlie's life.
Nigga, not only did the niggas, you got your ass whooped, but then he took your bitch.
Oh,
Yeah. And he's also a midget. Like, it's like, damn.
nigga, when I say we have credits are still rolling, we haven't started yet. The movie hasn't started yet.
Okay.
All right, so that's one black person.
All right, we got one.
But I forgot, you got Jim Carrey used to do In Living
Color.
So, yeah.
Is it like, oh, yeah, he's been around.
Yeah, he's been around a whole bunch of niggas.
And like the
nigga,
funniest
a whole
niggas of all
nigga
time.
family.
Yeah, like, the whole nigga family. The funniest nigga family of all nigga families.
Like, God damn.
So, just when Charlie thought life couldn't get sweeter, you see the girl, she's pregnant, she's having a baby. Ooh, ooh, push, honey, push, ooh, and a little black ass baby comes out, black person number 2. And then all the doctors are like, oh, and Jim's like, ah, oh, and she's like, oh, give him to me, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh,
shit.
it's a boy. And the doctors are like,
Oh,
fuck.
God.
And then the wife goes, hoo, hoo, and he goes, hoo, 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 hoo. Cut to, like, that's all you see, right?
That's
Cuts.
it.
You hear the narrator go, now Charlie loved those boys. You see, he had 3. She had triplets. So you see 3 little niggas in a pool. They're like 7 now. They big, fool. They big as hell. They're like 7, 8. I'm talking about darker than you, deep. Like dark. These are the niggas, fool. I said, fool, this is one of the funniest movies of all time. I wasn't playing. I was not playing. That man said. But our poor Charlie, well, he could just never face the truth. So,
I mean, what is he not looking at him?
So Charlie's having a big barbecue at his place, right? You see the boys swimming in like a little outlet swimming pool, and Charlie's like his friend comes up and they're like his friend's looking at the kids and looking at Charlie. He's like, man, Charlie, those kids are great, huh? And he's like, yeah, they are. Thank you. He's like, hey, Charlie, you ever notice your kids have like a year-round tan? And
That's
Charlie,
a good way to put it.
bro, I look at Charlie goes, well, actually, my grandmother's half Italian, so they kind of probably get it from her. And he goes, oh, that's interesting. He goes, what about the way the water kind of just beads off their hair? Where does that come from? He's like, well, hair. What are you getting at, man? And he's like, Charlie, let's stop fucking beating around the bush, man. And he has like a bunch of grilled like hot links on the thing. He's like, those fucking kids' dicks are bigger than those sausages, and you know it. And Jim Carrey's like, what the fuck you say to me? And the captain's like, whoa, hey, leave it alone, Ted.
Oh, shit.
Right? And the friend's like, I'm sorry, Charlie, I'm just drunk. I don't even know what I'm talking about. He's like, yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. It's the beers, right? And the captain's like, come on, like you tell everybody's like, just
let Charlie believe.
just let this nigga be, bro.
Yeah.
He's going through it. So cut to the next day. Jim Carrey's talking to a pastor. All right. I'm sorry, Father. But something, like, it's like the confession.
Right.
Something's bubbling inside me. And I feel like I'm about to explode. And the father's like, where is the rage coming from, my son? To be honest, my wife, sir. I love her to death, and I love our family, but I expect she's having an affair on me. And I feel like I may be paranoid here, but I feel like the whole town knows and is laughing at me behind my back, Father. The father goes, Charlie, that you? Jim Carrey goes, That nigga like crawls out. Bro, how fucked up is that pastor?
Fuck.
That pastor's mean as Charlie.
Bro, nigga, you supposed to.
You're supposed to just know it's me and just give me advice.
Just give advice. Don't even say nothing else.
And just gossip about it later like you've been doing.
Yeah, be like, yo, Charlie came by today. Oh, what did he say?
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Hey, I bet you. Think about Christian brothers, bro. Ain't no way them niggas ain't sitting in the house. You know, because they lived in the house.
The teachers, the brothers in our school, they lived in the house on our high school campus.
Okay.
So
That's what, they had
ain't
a house
no
on
way.
campus. You see their house.
It ain't no way that they didn't go back to the house and be like, man, that little nigga Derek Post, I'm gonna beat his ass.
Oh, I can't imagine. They're like, yo, man, if I could beat anybody's ass, I'd beat Derek Post's fucking ass. And they're like, bro.
Think about you
know, they like doing the, hey, Sam, thank you for getting Darren's food.
Thank you so much. Easy.
You can eat if you want. Probably not good. It's probably horrible for the listeners, but you know what, Beaners? We do what we want.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna wait on it.
Love you, Sam. Thank you.
So he's sliding out of the confessional.
Flies out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the narrator goes, well, finally, Charlie's worst fears were realized. And you see his wife breaking up with him. She's like, I'm sorry, Charlie. I just have to go. And on her shirt, she's got the little nigga, like, his picture on his shirt now. Like his picture on her shirt.
Damn.
And she's like, Shantae is my soulmate. I'm sorry. And then he's like, but everything we built, like, Layla, don't do this. And then she's like, I'll always love you, Charlie.
Hold on, this nigga was the side nigga for 7 years.
Yeah, fool.
Damn.
Talk about loyalty.
Yo,
Damn.
right?
He really loved her.
Damn.
Yo.
Shit, sounds scary.
That's a lot. That's a lot, bro. That's a lot. Even if you look at what the midget was going through, it's like, damn, man, you were waiting. Everybody was just waiting.
Waiting, nigga. Like, the fuck?
She was living with him.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Bye, Charlie. She gets in the car and it's with the little nigga, and then they start making out, and then they start like licking each other's tongue, and Charlie's just like right there. And then she drives off, and when she drives off, you see the three little black kids just kind of waving. Like she don't even give a fuck. She just also the little nigga don't give a fuck. They just leave the kids.
Bye, nigga.
That's the last time we see them, by the way. They're out the movie.
So he now has just 3 kids.
Yeah, 3 little black kids.
He leaves her own children. They both leave their children.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
With this fucking guy.
Yeah.
With Charlie.
Wow, they never cared.
So, man, bro, you hear the narrator because he's just sitting there looking. He doesn't cry, but his face is kind of like he's smiling, but it's kind of like broken.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, it's interesting how certain men react when they break down. Some cry. Some take a sniper rifle up to a water tower and kill a bunch of people.
Wow.
But some are like Charlie. They just bottle it up, swallow it, and never open that bottle again. You know, and you see him just like, you know, and he just fucking. Well, it wasn't easy for little Jamal, Lee Harvey, and Shantae Jr.
Lee Harvey.
Lee Harvey.
Lee Harvey.
I like how y'all say on that one and not Shantae Jr. Imagine raising a little nigga.
OSJ.
Yeah, I'm calling. Oh yeah, you're SJ. I'm not calling you Shantae. Hell no, dude.
Nigga,
There's a little baggage there for me. You know, this nigga's not even paying child support for his kids, and I'm here. What the fuck is going on?
That's a perfect escalation in names.
Dude.
Yeah.
Lee Harvey is so funny.
Hilarious.
Yo, Jamal's like, okay, Lee Harvey, what? And it's Shantae
Hey,
Jr.
it's good like that. You said escalate. Like, God damn.
Rule of
that
threes,
shit
bro.
got
Cut,
worse.
bro. That shit hit.
Oh man.
It wasn't easy for them, you know. But those little jokers, I'll tell you, they were smart, and I mean smart, because you know their parents were geniuses.
We're geniuses, yeah.
So you see Jim Carrey, he's heading out in the morning. He's heading out to work, and the 3 kids are all building something, right? And they're like 7,
Right.
right? And he's like, hey, what are you fellas over there building? And they're like, we're building an airplane, Daddy. An airplane, huh? Well, bye-bye. And they're like, bye, Daddy, we love you. He's like, love ya. Like he drools off, right? He's coming back at nighttime. You see his face go, hey, Jamal. You see a fucking full plane. Hey, Jamal, don't you get on that.
Jesus.
So, bro, they're watching TV as a family now. They're in there and they're watching some old ass white shit, like some old like black and white
Andy
like,
Griffith show.
Andy Griffith shit, but like it's like musical type shit,
Okay.
right? And Jim Carrey's loving it, and the 3 black kids are like this, right? And then finally one of the black kids goes, "Hey, Daddy," he's like, "Yeah, buddy, can we watch Richard Pryor?" And Jim's like, I don't know if you kids are old enough to be watching Richard Pryor. And then they're like, "Oh, please, Daddy, please." And he's like, "Oh, well, okay." And they cut it on to Rich Pryor like, "Yeah, so this motherfucking bitch sucking my dick." And the kids are like, "Ah!" And Jim's like, and he's like, he starts like laughing too.
Yeah. He's watching Richard Pryor.
Yeah. Well, the years passed and the boys grew up. Cut to now, it's still the same. It's them four on the couch. Now it's 4 grown ass, huge ass niggas. Anthony Anderson is one of his sons.
Okay.
Weensy from Old School.
Okay.
Is one of his sons.
Okay.
And then just another buff ass huge nigga. Just a huge buff. He's huge as hell. And they're all sitting there watching Chris Rock, and they're like, ah! They're like screaming, laughing. Right? Jim Carrey's like, ah! He's like laughing too. Bruh, this movie's so fucking funny, fool. So, yeah.
Now, for our black counter, does that count as a different 3 or the same 3?
That's a different 3.
Different
6
3.
now.
Okay, so we're at 7.
7. We're including the little guy, Shantae. So, well, although Charlie's police work never suffered, the kids did
still a
great.
cop.
He's still a cop.
Yeah.
The kids did great. I mean, those boys were geniuses. And then you see them arguing over some super smart shit. And they're like talking shit to each other like niggas. Like one of them got a gold tooth and shit. And they're like talking, nigga, what the fuck is that? Nigga, you probably fuck up calculus, you dumbass nigga. Like, you know, bet your ass gonna go to Stanford or some stupid ass shit. And they're all like they're like so smart.
Yeah.
And then the dad comes in and they're like, hey, what's all the commotion? Like, well, this dumbass nigga probably gonna go to Stanford. And he's like, hey, watch the language, or I have to bust a cap in here. And they're like, oh, daddy. He's like, I love you, boys. He's like, all right, kisses. And then they all get this nigga a kiss on the cheek. He's like, love you. Be safe, boys. Bro, his relationship with the sons is the best. He's like, bro,
It's so wholesome.
It's so funny. It's like, what is so sweet?
Yeah, he loves
He's such a good dad.
He loves these kids that aren't even his.
They love him, which is crazy. And they're like geniuses.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, in the house, Charlie got a lot of respect. Now, outside the house, that was another story. So we see this nigga walking outside, and he's looking for his paper. And his neighbor goes, oh, hey, Charlie, if you're looking for your paper, my wife's got it. She's on the shitter. And he's like, okay. Well, do you mind if I can get it back then? And then he's like, what are you talking about? You can get one at work, Charlie. You're a cop. And he's like, yeah, you're right. You bet. All right, have a good one. He's a pussy fool. He's just the biggest pussy of all time. He gets to town and he goes to this one shop and he notices a guy has been parked illegal for like a long time, right? And he goes in. He's like, hey, Dick, I don't mean to be an asshole here, but your park is, says 15 minutes. You've been there for like 3 days.
Yeah.
That shit's supposed to got told a long
Oh,
time ago.
Yeah.
And he goes,
just write a ticket.
he's like, I'm playing a game real quick. Give me 15 minutes and I'll get out there. He's like, I hate to be an asshole, but, I think you kind of got to move it now. And the guy's like, you know what? You're right, Charlie. Here. He throws him his keys. Park it by the grocery store, will you? And then he keeps playing, like, chess with his friend. They keep talking, like, And Charlie's like, and he just walks out.
Damn.
All right?
Damn, he's going through it.
So he goes towards the car and he sees a kid jump rope in the street, like this little girl. She's like 10.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he's like, hey, honey, you mind coming off the street and coming on the sidewalk for me? And she's like, hey, my daddy says you're a big joke who got cheated on. I don't have to listen to you. And he's like, well, whether that's true or not, I am the law. So why don't you come on the sidewalk? And she's like, fuck off, fucking fake cop. She starts screaming and he like runs off, right? Yeah. He runs into the shop, like, Jesus Christ. He goes into the store. He gets a newspaper finally. All right? When he goes, he's like next up in line to buy it, a girl behind him goes, Charlie? Hey, is that you? And he goes, oh, hey, Lorena, good to see you. And she goes, oh, my God, Charlie, she has just like one Snicker in her hand. She's like, I'm in a rush. You mind if I get in front of you real quick? And he's like, I don't mind at all. Go right ahead. And she goes, kids! And then 3 kids come by with full carts, nigga. Full carts. And this nigga, he looks at it, and then you hear like drums kick in. Na 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 na. And he's like, and this nigga starts making like the funniest faces you've ever seen, bro. Just like, And then finally he puts his head down, and he comes back up, and he's like,
okay, so this is evil him. This is evil him.
And this nigga, his voice is now super deep and like sexy and shit. And he grabs something out of her cart, and he's like, Vagiclean, huh? Because it's like to clean your vagina.
Yeah. And
this nigga gets on the loudspeaker and go, hey guys, we need a price check on Vagiclean. Looks like this lady's got a little too much cheese on the taco, if you know what I'm saying. And she's like, oh, Charlie! Right? And this nigga walks out, fool, and he sees that little girl, and he fucking takes her head.
What?
Pushing that shit in a fountain. And she's like, ah! And he's just like holding it, like whistling. Like so calm. And then she raises up. She's like, Charlie, I'm going to tell my dad on you. The name's Hank Fuckface. Bro, this is the greatest movie ever, nigga. Yo, this bitch is like, it's like a 9-year-old girl.
His name's Hank Fuckface. And put her ass back in that bitch.
Put her ass back in that bitch.
Man.
You see that nigga?
Damn, Hank is awesome.
Oh, Hank is
Hank is lit.
bro, Hank is lit.
I fuck with that Hank.
Bro, this nigga like, you see a woman breastfeeding, and he walks by and he like, she looks down and this nigga sucking her titty. Like you see her titty and everything. Cut to, you see this nigga driving homeboy's car and full milk mustache. Full milk mustache. He's driving homeboy's car, drives it into his shop. And of course they're all like, what the fuck? And he gets out, parked it for you.
He's hitting him with the one-liner.
No, bro, that ain't playing,
God
fool.
damn.
Bro, this nigga drives home casually, right? You see this nigga casually walk into his neighbor's house. His neighbor's looking at him like, what the fuck? You hear his wife go, ah! This nigga comes out with his paper. And this nigga goes on his front yard, takes his pants down, and just takes a shit on his front yard.
Reading that paper, though.
Bro, Hank got his paper, bro.
Hank is awesome.
Hell yeah.
So right then, the big boss of the cops hears it, like, yo, something's going on with Charlie. Like other cops going, like, hey, we're getting like a lot of, like, Charlie's like the jokering the town.
Yeah.
So they cut to, they send him to the hospital, right, his captain. And the doctors, they have him in a meeting now, it's in the future. And the doctors diagnose him with split personality, like schizophrenia shit.
Okay.
And Charlie's like, I don't even remember doing any of this stuff. And they're like, they said it wasn't you, Charlie. You kept calling yourself apparently Hank. And he's like, Hank, what the fuck does that mean? He's like, well, this Hank guy wants out. And he's like, what do you mean he wants out? He's like, how would he even have got in me? And he's like, well, you kind of don't ever deal with your problems, Charlie. And it looks like this Hank guy will, you know? And he's like, you know, you created this probably out of necessity because of your wife and stuff. And why don't you just take a vacation? Like, you probably need a vacation, Charlie, just to relax. And Charlie's like, I'm fine. I don't care about my wife. And this nigga just starts crying. This nigga just starts blowing up crying.
Right.
And they go, Charlie, why don't you just go get your medication? And he holds up a pill bottle. He's like, I already got it. And he takes one, right? Right then, we see our actual second lead of the movie. We meet Irene. She busted to the precinct. She's in handcuffs. And it's Renee Zellweger. Our second Renee Zellweger movie of the season.
Wigger?
Is it Renee Zellweger? I say Wedger.
Oh, you say Wedger? It's definitely not Wedger.
I like to say Renee Zellweger.
Yeah. Really?
Yep.
Damn.
Second one of the season.
Second one of the season.
So she's like,
We did Cold Mountain earlier.
earlier.
It hasn't come out yet.
Oh,
Yeah, you don't
say,
know yet.
Yeah.
I ain't missed that one, dude.
we're way ahead. This won't come out for a long time.
I remember you told me like the season would be started or some shit.
Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah, we're deep in. So she's she's yelling and shit and talking shit to all the cops. And he's just looking at her like, damn, this bitch is fine as hell. And then the captain's telling her like, hey, she's like, this has been a mistake. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't even be in handcuffs. He's like, look, I'm sorry, but in our you're not in our system. We apparently you have to go back to upstate New York and handle whatever your claim is problem there. And she's like, well, how the fuck am I gonna get there? And he's like, I'll have one of my troopers escort you. All right. So Irene is like, she takes her one phone call and she calls this white dude on a golf course. He's like an evil looking dude.
Okay.
And she starts going off on him like, whoop, dude, you gotta come help me, all this shit, right? And he's like, hey, just give me the details and I'll get to the bottom of it. So she tells him everything. He hangs up. So cut back to Jim is talking to his sons and he tells them like, hey, so apparently the captain wants me to take this girl upstate and then I'll be on break, like for a vacation for a little while, you know. They think something's wrong with me, you know, but I'm sorry I have to leave. And they're like, oh, daddy. They start cracking jokes and shit. And then right when he's about to leave, he goes, hey, boys, you know the rules when I'm gone. No bitches after 11. And they're like, ah, we love you, daddy. No bitches after 11.
God damn.
You see the white dude that was on the golf course, this evil dude, he's talking to his boss, like who's also like his boss, right?
Right.
And his boss is like, bro, I told you not to get involved with that bitch. That's why we got to get rid of loose ends.
Oh, okay, there's some criminal shit going on.
So Charlie and Irene,
Okay.
they get on a bike, right? And they take off and they're going for the ride. And then she's like, man, this is nice. And he's like, yeah, it's a great time for a ride if you don't mind one or two bugs. So they're riding. You see him riding. Cut to this nigga's face is just like covered in bugs, but he's still like smiling and shit. So, bro, while they're riding, they pull up on a cow in the middle of the road, just laying there, all right? And they're like, oh, my goodness. Jesus Christ. They pull over. And Jim's like, well, I guess we got to try at least to push her on the road. So they try to push it off the road. When they try to do it, the cow's like, whoa. And they're like, oh, shit, it's alive.
Right.
Fuck. Oh, my God. And she was like, damn, well, I'll take care of it. Just don't look. She's like, oh, no. And she closes her eyes, and he pulls out his gun. And he's like, well, old girl. Shoots her in the head.
Jesus Christ.
And he's like, oh, damn. They turn around, they go to leave, and the cow goes, moo. And he's like, oh, my God. And he puts 2 in his dome, right? And he looks at her. She's like, oh, my God, that was crazy. He's like, what the fuck was that, right? Jesus. Moo. Oh, my God. This nigga just unloads the whole clip, right? And the cow keeps going, moo, moo. And this nigga gets down and starts like, what the fuck? Die! I'm trying to help you. Moo. And then the girl comes up and starts kicking it. This nigga has to choke the cow out to death. And then it finally dies. And he's like, well, I think we did the right thing.
Oh my God. Did you?
Bro, when he puts the bullets in the cow nonstop, and that judge just keeps going, move, move. It's like, bro, what the fuck?
You gotta leave that business. Fuck it. I'm gonna
I'm
ride
scared.
off, man.
Yeah.
Bro, if I put 6 bullets in a cow's
And that
head,
motherfucker still telling me, wow, it's time for me to just go.
I'm terrified. And I'm telling everybody that
satanic.
I saw a Satan.
Yeah.
Satan
Hey,
cow.
that nigga was a cow. Like, what?
Bro, close right. I'm talking like this.
Like blood getting on your ass.
This cow's just mooing.
God, that's hilarious. That's a good. Who wrote this?
The Farley brothers.
The Farley brothers.
Back-to-back Farley brothers.
Back to back the Farley
Yeah.
The
brothers.
movie we did yesterday was Fever Pitch.
Never seen that.
It was really good. It's a baseball movie. But yeah, these are the same niggas that did Dumb and Dumber. They did like so many classics. Right?
Right.
Okay.
So that's why I say it's unreal, bro. So this nigga, he takes her to the other station finally, and he takes his pill. She's like, what's that for? He's like, it's something stupid. I take this pill every 6 hours or something kind of funny happens. And she's like, okay. Right? And he's like, only problem is it makes me a little cotton mouth.
Yeah.
So-
Why would you send this guy out on a trip with someone who's possibly important?
Hey, bro.
To like cover up your crime.
It's a lot on this nigga that has 2 personalities, and he's
Yeah.
going in the middle of it. Like, he's in the middle of it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Before you go on break, let's send you on this super important mission.
Yeah.
So these 2 cops come up to talk to her, right? And they're like, hey, man, we're going to need you to come with us. We can interrogate you. And then right then we see the big bad cop come in, the big bad dude, like the dude who was talking to the dude on the golf course. Like,
Right.
oh, this nigga's like the big bad nigga. He comes in, he's a cop. Like, he's like a head lieutenant, you know? And he's like, hey, let me get in on this like interview with Whoop. And they're like, nah, we're good. We don't, fuck, nigga, nah, we don't need you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he's like, oh, okay. And so Jim fucking like, said, Charlie's like, hey, I got to go. He bye. And he leaves, right? And she's like, oh. So they go and they start investigating this girl. And they bring up the golf course guy, and they tell her that her life's in danger. Like, hey, this is a bad fucking dude.
Okay.
He's probably looking for you. Like, we got him on this and got him on this, and you could help us bring it down. You know what I mean? Like, trying to get her to help, right? And she's like, oh, and she's just like, holy shit, she didn't know. She's like, oh my God. And then she's like, oh my, can I go to the bathroom, please? And they're like, yeah. She goes to the bathroom. Right then, somebody knocks on the door. Cop goes, answers. He opens up the door, and he's like, hey, he's like, how much I owe you? Right? And Pizza Kid's like, oh, $13.95. Right then, a dude busts in right behind the Pizza Kid. Bow, bow, kills him.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, this is very high stakes.
Yeah, then he goes to the bathroom looking for her. The window's open. She's gone. And he's like, fuck! He takes off outside. But the camera stays on the bathroom. And then when he hears her, like she hears the car drive off, you see the cabinet in the bathroom open up. And she was like in that bitch like this. Like, what the fuck just happened? You know what I'm saying? So the narrator goes, well, it's a good thing Charlie told Irene where he was staying that night and the hotel number. And it's a good thing she's pretty quick with her tongue because she was able to get a room key. So you see her coming in his room, right? This nigga's asleep. And she's like, hey, Charlie. And this nigga wakes up and he's like, Irene? He's got a picture of her next to her and like lotion and tissues everywhere. And she's like, what the fuck? She goes, what the fuck? What's going on here? And he goes, oh, my lips. Your lips get chapped. And this nigga puts a bunch of lotion. Chap the drive.
To be fair though, she has no right to be mad. She just walked in on his his room.
Yeah, I don't know if she was mad, just more a little like,
What
the fuck is going on? Why is my mug shot here? You know what I'm saying? And also he was asleep next to her like this and it's like laying on the pillow.
Oh, okay, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot
With
to
tissue
get
and
through.
lotion everywhere.
Yeah.
So she tells him everything that's going on. And he's like, oh my God, we got to call the police. And she's like, fuck no, it was the police who did that shit. Like
Right.
I know it was the police who were involved with the oop. We got to get out of here. And he's like, all right, what do we do now? She's like, let's go. We got no time. They run out. As they run out and close the door, the camera zooms in on his
Medication.
He left his medication.
Okay. Okay. So this is about to turn the fuck up.
So she's like, Charlie, where are we going? He's driving. He's like, you'll see. And then the narrator's like, well, old Charlie didn't tell Irene, but he made a couple phone calls himself. And as they're pulling up to this junkyard, the bad cop is waiting on him. And Charlie like knows him because he's like, hey, Lieutenant.
Oh, damn.
And then she's kind of looking at him, and he runs up to him. He's like, hey, sorry I had to meet you out here, but this fucking girl doesn't trust any cops. She thinks we're all bad. He starts laughing. Right there, and the guy goes, bam, knocks Jim Carrey out with the gun.
Damn.
You know, and she's like, fuck, Charlie, I knew it. Like I told you, you know. And then right there, he walks up on Irene. And as he walks up on Irene, Jim Carrey's eyes open, but it's Hank.
It's Hank.
It's like you see, like those, like the squint eyes open.
Hank
You know
eyes.
what I mean? And he gets
The
up.
Zellweger eyes.
And he goes, hey, buddy. And the guy turns around. He's like, what? He goes, there's a bike on my camera. He goes, there's a camera on that bike. I don't know if you know. And the guy's like, oh, shit. And when he turns around, Jim Carrey grabs some dirt to throw it in his eyes, and he misses and just throws it in her eyes. And she's like, oh, fuck. And the guy's like, what the f-? And he gets up, and he tries to, like, swing on this nigga, and this nigga just knocks Jim Carrey out. And then she, like, while he's about to shoot him, she grabs the motorcycle helmet and just fucking plunk, and that nigga knocks out.
Yeah.
Damn.
Jim Carrey gets up, takes the gun. They get in the car. They take off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She's going on about, why would you call the cops, Charlie? That was so stupid. That was stupid. That was. Why would you call the cops? He goes, that was Charlie Sweetcakes. That wasn't Hank. And she's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
And he starts smoking a cigarette, right? And then she's like, well, old Hank had to pull over on the road and explain to Irene what was going on. So you see this nigga explaining to her. She's like, so you're not Charlie? He's like, no, name's Hank. Hank Evans.
Damn.
Nigga got first name, last name.
Yeah.
And so she's like, oh my God, Charlie's a schizophrenic? I stay out of his business. That's a hard line. That nigga funny, bro.
That's all Charlie. Ain't nothing to me, baby.
And then she's like, hey, well, can I get Charlie back? He's like, hey, Hank saved your life. Why don't you fucking chill out? You know? And so right there, you see the kids back at the house. They're studying and shit. And the cops come by, and it's the captain. He's like, hey, kids, pack your bags. We're gonna have to. Maybe you can help us find your dad. We think he's in trouble. Like it's the cat. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like something's going on. You know, I probably shouldn't have sent him in the first place. Like
Yeah.
I said.
Yeah. So now you got the three smart dudes on the case.
Mm-hmm. So we see Hank walking out this store. Right, he gets a bunch of supplies from the store and he puts them in the trunk. And he's about to. Well, not. But like you see, he puts something in the trunk, and he's about to like get in the car, and he turns around. And he sees like a softball, like a group of guys who play on like a softball league, right? Mm-hmm. And they're sitting there chilling, just drinking beers and smoking cigarettes after a game. And you see one of them flick his cigarette, and like it flicks in slow motion and shit. And Hank's eyes are like, you know, and he watches that shit, and you hear that. Well, fuck me. And he starts walking over, and he's like, hey, ringworm. And the guy's like, what? These are huge niggas, too.
Right.
He's like, I'm talking to you, buddy. He's like, why don't you go pick up that butt? And the guy's like, it's just a cigarette, man. And he goes, well, this is just a fist. But if I start throwing them around, it gets a little messy. Come on. And he starts like, and the dude's looking at his friend, and he's like in slow motion. And then the nigga slowly reaches in his car and then grabs out a taser. And then Jim Carrey's like, and the guy's like, man, let's fuck this guy up. And they start kicking the fuck.
He in uniform?
Huh?
He in uniform?
No, he's in regular street clothes now, just getting his ass toe the fuck up. And then you see Irene run over like, oh my God, stop. He's an idiot. He's crazy. So it fades out. When this nigga wakes up, it ain't Hank waking up in the hospital. It's Charlie. Like, oh, what the fuck happened? This nigga's like ribs. He's fucked up. Fool.
Damn.
And then he's looking at her. He's like, I'm sorry. They're leaving. He's like, I'm sorry you had to meet Hank, Irene. And she's like, hey, well, you did kind of save our lives. And Charlie gets like super mad. He's like, fuck this. We need to call the police. We need to call the Rhode Island State Troopers. The best cops in the land. They'll know what to do. And she's like, no. Hank said we should hide out for a while. That's what we should do. I'm going to listen to Hank. And then he's like, well, what are we going to hide out with? We don't have anything. She's like, he got supplies. He put them in the trunk. And he's like, fuck. Water and food? And she's like, that's what he said. And he's like, now he feels stupid. He's like, damn. So they open the trunk, and all Hank got was a fifth of Bacardi and a dildo.
Oh, damn. He was planning to have some fun.
And she's like, that's all he got? And he's like, well, he also got this. And then he pulls out rope, shovel, and a bag of lime.
Oh my god.
It's Hank, fool.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
He's about to murder somebody.
What's
Jesus.
the limes for though?
Oh, for the smell.
Yeah, smell. And I think it like does something to the body.
Yeah, when
Oh,
you
her.
when you use it for the body.
You two niggas done killed somebody.
No, we'll edit that. So it had like a bunch of lawn darts in that bitch too. It was like it's lying a bunch of lawn darts.
Okay.
So now it's all in the news that Charlie's a psychopathic cop, and they're all on the hunt for him, right? Like everybody's trying to find him.
Okay.
So his kids are like, yo, this is bullshit. My daddy would never hurt a fly. He's not sick. And they're like, wouldn't hurt a fly? We just heard he put 6 bullets in a cow's head on the freeway. And they go, for real? And they go, yep. Luckily, the cow's still alive.
Oh my god. That's a tenacious ass cow.
Bro, that cow turned up,
God
dude.
damn.
He choked him out.
He submitted him.
The cow was tapping and everything. So the bad dude walks up, right? And he tells, like, the bad cop, like the bad lieutenant, he's there. He's a cop. So he's talking to the sons about, like, hey, I just saw your dad, and he knocked me unconscious and whoop-de-whoop and took off with the girl in my car. And then, and the sons are like, well, if my dad's such a big bad guy and he's such a psychopath, crazy person, why the fuck did you go alone to see him? Where was your backup? And the cop's like, shut the fuck up. They're
Damn.
geniuses.
Yeah. Damn. They're about to figure this out. They're like Sherlock Holmes.
And they're like, my dad is a gentle person. We know this. Cut to you see Hank in the car like, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. Right? And then Irene's holding up a dart staring at him. She's like, stay the fuck away from me, Hank. He's like, oh, come on, sugar tits. What's the problem? And she's like, I saw your supplies. And he was like, oh, you saw it, huh? He's like, relax. I was just going to go in inch by inch. It wasn't going to hurt. And then she's like, I'm talking about the shovel and the lime, you idiot. And he starts laughing. And she's like, what are you laughing at? He's like, it was his shovel and lime. He was going to bury us, you fucking dumb bitch. And then she's like, oh.
In the bad cop's car. That makes sense.
So cut to, he's like, we got to get rid of this car anyway. And they push the car over like an edge into a lake, right?
Do I keep the dildo on Bacardi?
To keep all that stuff.
Okay.
Hank realizes, though, he left his wallet inside.
Right.
Like, this is while the car sees, he's like, fuck, I left my wallet in there. And they're like, oh my God, fuck. So they walk to like this big Ben and Jerry's store, but almost like a big one though. Like they almost have rides and shit.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like a regular Ben and Jerry's. It's like imagine Ben and Jerry's, but also Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah. Serving straight ice cream to you.
But ice cream though, yeah.
And rides.
So
Okay.
they're walking around.
It's a good idea if that doesn't exist already.
It's real.
Okay.
And Sam was like, oh, so I was like, oh, this is a real thing.
Sound like some real shit.
Yeah. So he tells her, he's like, I got an idea. We can make some money. She's like, what? He goes, punch me in the face. I'll act like I slipped and fell. And she's like, what? That's retarded. Why would I do that? He's like, oh, come on. Just got to punch me in the face really hard. She's like, it won't work. That's stupid. He's like, if you hit me like a little bitch, it will. If you hit me like a little bitch, it won't. But if you hit me like a fucking man and stop being a little pussy, then it will. And then right there, she kicks this nigga in the face. Blam! And he goes, oh! And this nigga falls, and then he falls over the railing and like down a cliff. And she's like, oh my God, Hank! Cut to, we see Charlie in like a sling and neck brace.
Oh, Charlie!
His face, his nose is completely like huge and fucked up. And she's like, oh my God, Charlie, I'm so sorry. And he's like, it happens. Like, she's like, oh, you are such an easygoing guy. How could I not end up with a guy like you? And he's like, hey, you're awesome too. I mean, look at your hair. Like how you just don't give a shit. And you don't wear makeup. And you have all those blemishes. He's like, that's what makes you you, right? And he keeps walking. And she's like, yeah. So right then, though, bro, a train goes by him as they're walking. And then Charlie takes his sling off, cracks his neck. He's like, come on, we got to jump on that train. She's like, are you kidding me? He's like, let's go, come on. He starts running. And he leaves her. She's kind of running like a girl. She's like, Charlie, this is crazy. He's like, run with some goddamn passion. Come on, we can catch this thing. And then she like kicks in, and you see Renee Wells like she passes this nigga, and then she leaves this nigga, and she jumps on the train, right? And he's like, oh, Jesus. And so now she's like, come on, Charlie. Come on, you can do it too. And he reaches out, and this nigga can't grab her. And he's like, oh, fuck. He starts breathing heavy. He's like, jump off. And she's like, what? And he's like, you gotta jump off now. And she's like, are you kidding me? Off the train! But the train going fast. So this bitch has to go, she jumps off. And then he runs up and she's like, oh my God. He goes, Irene, God damn it, get up. Stop fooling around. Come on. Why would you jump on that? This was Charlie, fool. This wasn't Hank.
It was Charlie. Oh, shit.
So they leave and they go to a little diner. right, to get some food. And she's like, I'll go order the food. He's like, all right, thank you. He tells her what she wants. And he's sitting there. It's Charlie. He's like, oh. He looks up. And there's this little like 4-year-old kid, 5-year-old kid looking at him, just going, like slurping like a milkshake. Just staring at him though.
Right.
He's got glasses, just like a little nerdy looking kid. And then Charlie kind of smiles and stares at him. And he kind of waves. And his foot kind of, you know. And then you hear like, dun, 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 and then those eyes come in. And he's like, yo, he's like, what are you staring at, fucker? And then the kid's like, drops his drink, right? You know, and the dad's looking at him like, what? Because he's with his family.
Right.
He's like, you want to fucking start up with me, little piece of shit? And the dad's like, whoa, what's your problem? I'm not talking to you. Problems with him, buddy. Fucking back off. He goes, I have no beef with you. He knows. He's like, I have no beef with you. He knows this is between me and him. The fuck you staring at, bro? You want to keep staring now? I'm in your face. And the dad's like, get the fuck out. He's like, yeah, you little pussy. Run, pussy. He's talking. It's like, his mom's carrying him out. And then she sits down. She's like, Charlie, what is wrong with you? And so right then the waiter comes up, and the waiter is white as shit. I mean, like this nigga's like albino, like you know, like albino shit, like so white. And then Jim Carrey's like, Hank is like, oh shit, what's up, Q-Tip? And he starts like calling him Milky, like just saying all these white things, roasting, like flaming it. Like if you would have been like, oh, this nigga's getting flamed up right now.
Right.
And Irene is like, hey, and finally the waiter walks off. He's like, what? That was terrible. He's like, oh, it wasn't that bad. He's like, did you see the look on his face? You really hurt him. He's like, he looks pale, that's all. You know, and she's like, oh my God, you are such an asshole. He's like, I disagree. Come here. Hey, Milky, get over here. And the kid comes back over. He's like, were you offended by anything that I said? And the kid was like, actually, sir, I was offended by everything you said. He's like, really? Yeah, that was really mean. Oh. Sorry. I'm sorry. And he walks out. All right.
Whoa.
Also, Jim Carrey can act. I should mention that, like, the way this nigga, like, oh, damn, this nigga just, like, brought me in.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
What the fuck? Is Hank growing? Is that what's happening? What the fuck? What is this movie?
So, she goes outside to see him, and he tells her, like, she's like, what's wrong? He's like, you don't understand. I've been trapped and hidden inside with someone bound for, like, 20-something, 30-something years now. And then some bitch he married left him, and I went fucking AWOL. And then she's like, I know she left Charlie, but I'm sure she also left you, too. And then this nigga goes, she left us, and just starts crying.
Oh, damn.
She fucking left us. And he's just fully crying. I'm a bad person. She's like, no, you're good. I'm bad. You're good. You know you're good. And he goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it up to Charlie. And that circus freak inside. I'm going to make it up to both of them. And she's like, okay, well, let's just see. And then he's like, I got this. And he heads back in. Yeah. So cut to, the cops get word of where he is, like, and they start chopping. They like, oh, let's go get to it. They chop her to him.
Right. Good cops, bad cops.
Bad.
Bad cops, okay.
All right. I mean, but the good cops are like, they radio, like, hey, we know where he's at. So it's like they're all on the way.
Okay,
you know?
okay.
So
it's a race to get to him right now.
Yeah, they're all just trying to get to him. So Charlie comes back. Like, you see, like, he wakes back up, right, in the car. And they're on, like, a ferry in the car. And he's like, whoa. And he's got, like, a big bandage on his chin. Right? And he's like, and his nose is better. He's like, what the fuck? Right? And he's like, you know, hey. And she's like, what happened? And she's like, oh, hey, Hank wanted to, and she's like nervous. She's like, Hank wanted to do something nice for you. He goes, really? He's like, yeah, what'd he do? He's like, so we went and saw a plastic surgeon. He thought you had a weak chin. And he's like, I liked my chin. I liked my chin. Who the fuck? How did you even pay for it? We don't have any money. And then right there, you hear a guy in the backseat go, I loaned it. Ah! And it's fucking Milky. Who the fuck are you? And he's like, I'm Milky. And of course the Milky kid's like, oh, imagine being him. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What do you mean, who am I? You invited me.
Yeah, I loaned you the money for plastic surgery.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
We've been hanging for like a day.
Yeah, I'm cool with being called Milky now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can name my own self that.
Yeah.
No, because he said, I'm Milky. And then he goes to talk to Milky, and he's like, hey, he pulls him aside. He's like, look, I don't think you should be coming with us. We're in some dangerous shit. Whoop de whoop. And then Milky's like, you guys are my only friends in life, though. And Jim Carrey's like, oh, shit. Like, realizing, like, oh, fuck.
Damn, what did
like,
he say to him?
Bro, the kid's like, my family's all gone anyway. And he's like, oh, geez. Jim Carrey feels bad for him. He's like, well, if you're going to be rolling with us, we can't call you goddamn Milky. What's your real name? My real name's Casper, but all my friends call me Whitey. And Jim Carrey goes,
God damn.
Yo, hold up. How mean do you have to be as a parent to have an albino kid and name him Casper?
He's already gonna be white.
Yeah. What a rude thing to do.
Damn.
So they take off down the road. They're driving around and
Right.
they stop at a motherfucking gas station. And this is kind of like a montage scene where it's going back and forth between like him being him and him being Hank, like him being Charlie, him being Hank.
Okay.
And he's doing like crazy shit. Like he sees like a guy pull into a handicap spot, and he turns into Hank, right? And he's like, and he like fucks this dude's car up, and he's pissing in the gas tank. And then the dude comes out with like a old man that's like really handicapped. And he's like, I got your car for you, Mr. Morris. And then you see Jim Carrey just pissing in that bitch. Ah! And Hank's like, oh shit, and he takes off running, right? And then you see like he's asleep. It's Charlie though, like he's asleep all nice on the car, and Irene's looking at him all sweet. And then she looks down, and this nigga's boner starts getting like, just keeps going, right? And then she looks back up, and it's Hank, and he's like, so.
Damn, if he can control going back and forth, he's a fucking superhero.
Oh, dude. They finally get to a hotel,
Right.
and they only have 2 rooms left in the hotel. So she's like, Irene's like, hey, I have a room. Looks like you guys are going to have to bunk up. And she walks off. So Whitey and Jim Carrey are sitting there like in the bed together. And Jim Carrey's like, so, what happened to your family? And then Whitey's like, I killed them. Jim's like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like,
Damn.
why'd you do that? And he's like, I chopped up their bodies when I was 15. I hacked them up while they all slept. My dad, my bro, my sis. My sis was still awake, so I kind of regret that one.
Jesus Christ.
Damn, that shit got dark fast.
Bro, and Jim Carrey goes, well, we all got family stuff. You know, I think I'm going to go to Irene's room. And he's like, okay. And you see him kind of just slide out. And so he goes to Irene's room, and he tells her, like, yo, this motherfucker killed his whole family. He's fucking crazy. Please don't make me go back there. Like,
right.
If you don't want, I'll sleep in the car. And she's like, no, it's okay. So they hang out, and they start, like, laughing and flirting and shit. And then they're about to kiss. And Charlie panics. And he's like, oh, I'm going to go get a soda. And she's like, oh, you know? And so this nigga runs out like to like the soda machine outside. He's like, oh. And he tries to buy a soda, and they take his money. He's like, fuck. And he tries to buy another one, they take his money. Some guy is like pulling out, like about to like packing up his car like he's about to leave. And he looks at Jim Carrey and he laughs. He's like, I saw that machine take your money twice, you bozo. Ha! Like he laughs. He's like, better luck next time, right?
Who's this guy?
Right? And, and you see that, you hear that, and his note that, nah. And his eyes fucking change. Cut back to he's walking into the room. And he's like, I had an epiphany. And she's like, what? And he's got the cokes. And he's like, I know how to handle this Hank problem. And she's like, what do you mean? He's like, he tells her what happened. This guy was making fun of me. I was trying to buy cokes. And I started feeling it. And I knew Hank was coming up. And then I stopped. I counted back from 10. And I looked him dead in his eyes. And I said, sir, what you're doing, it really isn't helping me right now. And it's actually not that cool. And the guy was like, wow. He apologized. We talked for a second. I even helped him with his luggage. And then she's like, oh my God, that's crazy. He's like, yeah, I can't believe. He's like, I think maybe if I can figure out how to do this, just confront stuff, I can like beat him. She's like, wow. And then they start drinking. Like she pulls out the drink. She's like, you want to try the Bacardi? He's like, why not? And they start drinking, and they kind of fades out. Cut to the next morning. The camera pans up, and they're both naked in the bed. All right.
Damn, good for Jim.
So Jim hung over, and he's like, oh, he wakes up, and he kind of just rolls out of bed, and he walks to the bathroom, and he starts trying to pee. And like he keeps grabbing his butt too, like the fuck, you know?
Oh,
keeps grabbing his ass.
Oh no!
And then he goes to pee, and that morning sex pee, it just goes that way.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the and he's like, oh fuck! And he's like trying to control it. And he's like, Irene, why am I peeing like I had sex all night? And then she wakes up like, oh shit. The narrator, well, it seems like old Hank pulled a fast one. And what the gang didn't know was there was more trouble around the corner. Right outside, you see all the cops' cars pull up, like right outside the hotel, like outside his room.
Okay.
You know? And then he's like, God damn it, Irene, you can't tell the difference between us. And she's like, who the fuck could? And then he sits down, and he's like, and his butt hurts again. And then he looks at the dildo, and he's like, oh, did you have fun last night? Did you have fun, little buddy? Did you? Oh, yes, I did. Oh, yes, I did, buddy. And he throws it. And he's like, sorry.
Well, he's handling getting fucked in the ass pretty well.
He goes, I'm sorry Hank wasn't enough for you. You had to use this. And she goes, that wasn't for me. And he goes, oh, God. And he just starts crying.
Okay, there we go.
Hey.
Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm not picking it up.
Yeah.
So outside, like the cops, they find the room and shit, and the son the sons are there too, and they're like, they tell the sons like, because the sons are like, hey, let us go talk to him, so there's not like, so this isn't crazy. And they're like, hey, you guys did enough. It's time to get out of here. And they send some rookie cop to take him away. And they're like, fuck. So the rookie cop puts him in the car, takes him away. Charlie, he's sitting on the sink just putting water on his butt. Like, really sad. So the cops are outside, and they're like telling him how they're going to run in and shoot him, like the bad cops, and then they're going to leave a gun on him after. All right? So right when they're about to bust in, they're literally about to bust in, they get a call from that rookie cop they sent off with the sons. He's like, hey, I found him. I got him and the girl. I got them. They're over here. They just tried to make an escape. I got them. And they're like, don't touch him. We'll be right there. They're like, let's go. And they all fucking take off. Right? Cut to the sons. You see the sons, they got that cop at gunpoint, and they got him like handcuffed. And he's like, the sons are like, sorry, bruh, but we don't fucking trust y'all. And that's our daddy.
Hey, straight up.
Yo, the sons go, I tell you, you love the sons for the best part of the movie.
Hell yeah.
So right then as they're walking off, they go, hey, just so you know, when we find your old man, we're going to fuck him up. And all three of them. Honestly, these are three huge niggas you talking shit to also, bro. Like, chill. These niggas turn around and they're like, they look over and they see a big chicken coop. And they look back at him, he's handcuffed. And then one of the, Anthony Anderson's like, hey, brother, what's the diameter of those chicken eggs? And then the guy's like, 4.257. Like, he like says like immediately.
Right.
And he's like, you know what? I bet I can put one of them chicken eggs up his ass without it breaking. And he's like, hell no. He's like, but I'll take that bet. And then they start walking over, and the guy's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that's what you get, dumbass.
Yeah. So the cops are leaving, right? As they, like, you know, the cops take off. You see Charlie and Irene walk out now. Now they don't even know what happened. Like, they just walk out to an empty parking lot. And then she's like, what about Whitey? He's like, we're leaving him behind. He killed his fucking family. We're not taking him with us. And she's like, well, what about his money? We still have it all. He's like, that's what happens when you chop up your family. And so, like, they leave. And then you see the sons who getting in the chopper. And, like, they are now flying the chopper. They steal the motherfucking chopper because they're so smart. They know how to fly that bitch in there. And like the things in German, and like one of the brothers makes fun of what, like, calls the other one stupid for not knowing how to read German, just know how to speak it. You just know how to speak it, you dumbass nigga. I only know how to read it a little bit. I like who's the stupid ass, like, in the reasons they're stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, this nigga
in the most genius way.
Genius, bro. What?
Yeah, but in the League of Geniuses, of course that's dumb.
They're still flying a chopper.
And then they fly a plane at 7.
Yeah, oh yeah, 7. You're right, for a chopper's nothing at 20.
So yeah, so if you a genius and you say you don't know, we're gonna make fun of you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I go hard, like, also they'd be like, the way they go hard at each other, like, damn, that's so funny, fool. To say you a dumbass nigga who's gonna end up at Stanford that's crazy thing to say.
That's a really crazy thing to say to someone. That's such a hard place to get into.
So the cops, you know, they all show up to where the dude's at, and they're like, where are they? And he's just got a motherfucking chicken head up his ass. And he's like, and the chicken's just like flying. And he's like, please get this fucking chicken out of my ass. So we see Whitey comes outside, and he looks, and they left a note for him.
Right.
And it's like, it says, sorry, we took your money, we had to leave you, you know, and, you know, but we're sorry. He's like, those sons of bitches. And he looks, and he sees the cops right then come back, and they're looking for him, and they're already gone now. And he looks, he's like, those sons of bitches, I'll show him. And he leaves. So we see Charlie. Yeah, don't fuck with the nigga who killed his family.
Nah,
right. You gotta
I'm
find
gonna
him.
go ahead, still bring him right on with me.
Just keep him, just cuz.
Yeah, just cuz, bro. Just be nice as fuck to him.
Yeah, just be super nice to this nigga,
Just
dog.
super nice, bro.
And find a way, you know, it's not you, it's me, him. Try to make him think that it's like, oh, I have to leave.
So Charlie calls one of his homies. Remember the homie at the barbecue that was talking about his son's dicks and shit?
Yeah.
He calls him and is like, hey, I'm going to be here. Tell no one else. Don't, like, just call the captain. Only the captain who he fucks with.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, just call him and let him know. The guy gets off. He's like, I got you. He gets off the phone. He immediately calls the bad guys.
Yeah.
Like, he's clearly a bad guy, too. Mm-hmm. So at the train station, we see Charlie and Irene. They're at a train. They're arguing about, like, her fucking Hank. And she's like, why do you even care so much? And he's like, I like you, Irene. I fucking like you. And they start kissing. And then the train gets there, and they get on the train, and they go into the car, and they fuck.
Oh, damn.
Charlie fucks her. So right then we see the Dickie golf course guy. He's also on the train. He's looking for him. And then finally he has a gun. He finds their train car and he busts in. Irene's getting her clothes back on. She's like, oh shit, Dickie, what are you doing here? And then right then you see Hank, like, those eyes come out the bathroom. Like, you know what I mean? So you know it's Hank.
Right.
Bro, this nigga Jim Carrey can act fool. The fact is, like, bro, he's legitimately two different people.
Two different.
And you don't ever quite, you know when it's the other person too.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, this nigga is for real.
Phenomenal actor.
Unbelievable. So right there, you know, Hank pushes him, and the dude's gun, like, he fought, and the gun goes flying out the window, out the train window. And then he turns around, and he's like, you know, like, Hank's, like, doing all this shit to go fight him. and he knocks Hank out. Like Hank can't fight for
Yeah.
himself. This nigga knocks Hank out.
He's
so
just
easy.
good at being an asshole.
He just knows how to
bro.
be an asshole. This
He
nigga cannot fight. Fool.
No.
And then right there, she fucking grabs the dildo and knocks the dude out.
Damn, this dildo's a very important dildo.
She always knocking the nigga out to say Hank ass.
And to save Hank ass.
Yeah.
You know, every single time, fool. And so, right then, like Hank gets up and he starts like talking to her, thanks for doing that. And then he starts like trying to fuck because he knows she fucked Charlie. He starts trying to fuck, and she's like, I never wanted to fuck you, Hank. I wanted Charlie. You tricked me, right? And he's like, hey, look at it from my side, sugar tits. I was horny.
Yeah, did he rape her? Is that what happened?
I don't know, but not because she wanted it. But she fucked him. It wasn't like she was like, don't fuck me unless you're. Prove me, like she was like going like, ooh, like there's no way.
Yeah,
this nigga was sticking a dildo in his ass.
That's fair, but it's that Carlos Mencia Brad Williams situation. If you think you're fucking one guy and you're fucking another, what is it?
I don't know though. That's different because those are two different human beings, and this is the same person. So that's why it's like, well, it's a little different.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it is for her, just for her argument. This is a little confusing.
Yeah.
A little bit.
This thing is pretending to be. He was Charlie.
He
like,
was,
like
when
from
it
her
start-
perspective, how the fuck would she know?
That's a good point.
It's Jim Carrey. He can act. So this nigga, like he keeps trying to fuck her, right? And then she's like, "Oh, I'm so sick of you," and she kicks him in the dick. And then Charlie goes, "Oh, why would you do that?" And then she's like, "Oh my god, I thought it was Hank." And he's like, "Ah, bro, Charlie gets. If I'm Hank, I would do that too. Every time it's pain, I'm like, oh, I'm out.
I'm out of here.
I'm out."
Charlie wake up with all types of fucked
Bro,
up.
Charlie woke up with like a broken neck one time.
Yeah, Charlie's going through it.
So he looks in the mirror and he's like, "I'm so sick of your bullshit, Hank.
Damn.
I'm gonna get in your ass." And she's like, "Come on." And she's like, "Let's go. We gotta leave." The train stops. He's like, "I'm not through with you." And this nigga starts running off the train. And then Hank's like, "Fuck you." Like this nigga starts going back and forth and he trips himself off the train. "Oh, you wanna go?" And this nigga full on fights himself. And it's like so good, bro. Like, damn, this thing. Like at one point, like he like hits Charlie and knocks him down. And then you see Hank kind of like walk away. And Charlie gets up and he's like, "Don't you run from me." And Charlie starts running. And then Hank, he like goes from this and he immediately like turns around and he's like, Hank, and he's like, "What you gonna?" And he like acts like he gets tackled through a window. It's like, bro, this nigga is Jim Carrey's that nigga. Fool. He spits and then like lands, like makes it land on himself.
Damn.
This nigga's so cold, bro. We're like, bro, he's just cold. Like this is Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
He's just cold with it. And like, so he's just beating his own ass, fool. Right? And finally, like, the cops get there and he looks at himself. He's like, "Truce for now, fucker." Right? And so Irene and Charlie, they split up. Irene gets on the train again. Charlie starts running another way. The cops go chase him. The really bad cop, the bad lieutenant, he chases Charlie. And he shoots him, and he shoots him in the shoulder. And he's like, Charlie's like, "Ah, Hank, we're shot." He's like, "Oh, you fucking pussy. It's a flesh wound." And Charlie's like, "I'm not going to make it." And he passes out. And then you see, like, he's passed out. And then Hank goes, "I'm going to have to carry your bitch ass. You're really going to make me do this." And the nigga, like, picks himself up like this. No, Jim Carrey's that dude, fool.
So it looked like when that time on Ace Ventura when he got shot with all them darts.
Bruh, exactly. The one we did, Ace Ventura.
Okay,
Remember he got shot with all the darts? He's running through Africa.
yeah.
And he's like running like this.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Ugh."
That's your funny.
Bro, same body control, fool. Where it's like, this nigga.
Yeah, the body, what he's doing with his body in this is insane.
Bro, this man is so funny, fool. So he gets him into a car and like they hit the bad cop. They fucking knock him out. He's done.
Right.
Take off, right? They're driving. And while they're driving, he's punching his face. He's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you, Hank." And then Hank's like, "Get out of my fucking car." And he opens the door and he throws himself out the fucking car, right?
Right.
And he lands and the car's just rolling and this nigga gets up and he sprints back to the car. This shit crazy. One shot. He sprints back in, fool. He hops in and this nigga's like, Hank, he's all like, and he looks in the mirror, he's like, "Ah! How'd you get back in here?"
Oh,
God damn.
Cut to the train stopping, and you see like where Irene's on, and all the Rhode Island cops are there, right? And they're like, "Hey, arrest if you see fucking homeboy, arrest him on sight." All right. You see the Dicky guy finally come to from the dildo knockout,
Right.
right? And he comes to, and he gets like a gun from a cop, like he steals like a gun from a cop, and he spots Irene, and he fucking puts a gun to her back. He's like, "Keep walking." She's like, "Fuck," right? So now he's got her, and they're walking away. Charlie pulls up, and he's like, "Stop, Irene." And right then his homie cop sees him. He's like, "Charlie, you're coming with me finally." And Charlie's like, "Get the fuck off me," and knocks him out. And he's like, holy shit, that was me. I knocked him out. And then Irene screaming, Hank, Hank. And then he's like, Irene, I'm coming. And then you hear Hank go, she asked for me, asshole. Fuck you, Hank. And he keeps running. And the dude takes her across like this fucked up bridge over a river.
Okay.
All right? And he goes across. And then right when Hank gets to that bitch, he's like, well, he looks at all the water. She's screwed. You can't swim.
Right. Oh, my God. It did come back.
Yeah, and then he goes to leave. And Charlie's like, no. And now he's like, his legs are like this.
Right.
He's like, we're going to fucking save her. He's like, I'm not doing shit. Fuck that bitch. You know? He's like, no, you don't run my life, Hank. This is my body. I don't need you. You're nothing at all. And this nigga like drops. He's like, oh, I got my leg. I got my leg. And then you hear Irene going, Hank, Hank. And he's like, I'm coming, Irene. And this nigga starts going across this little bridge. The bridge is all fucked up, so he almost falls through. And he's like crawling across. And he's like, it's okay, Irene. I'm coming. And she's like, Charlie? And she's like, yeah, it's me, Charlie. She goes, oh. Well, maybe you could get Hank or get some help. Shit. And he's like, I got it. I can do this. And he fucking crawls across. And then, like, the dude is, like, stuck because the bridge ends.
Right.
And Charlie gets all the way up to him and he's like, all right, take it easy, buddy. And he's got the gun on him. He's like, back off. He's like, hey. And he puts the gun on Charlie. He's like, hey, you're not going to hurt anybody. This is all over. Just put the gun down. And he grabs the gun calmly. And he has it like this, like with his hand on it. Like, and he starts putting it down. And then the dude shoots this nigga's thumb off. Pow! And Charlie's like, ah! It's like blood squirting everywhere.
Jesus.
Where's my thumb? Oh my God! And then right then, and the dude's about to kill him, and right when he's about to kill Charlie, shoot! Lawn dart. The dude falls off the thing. They turn around.
Goddamn Whitey.
Whitey.
Yeah.
I saved you guys!
Yeah.
Whitey!
He screams his own name.
No, they screaming, Whitey! And Whitey's like, rock and roll! Right then, though, Irene accidentally falls in the water. And when she falls in, her head hits a rock. So now she's passed out in the water, just drifting down this river. And then he's like, Irene! And he dives in. And he's like, ah! And this nigga can't swim, so he's just like, ah! Ah! Like, going to, and he finally grabs her. And he's like, Irene! Irene! And then she finally comes to. She's like, oh, Charlie? And he's like, Irene! And she's like, you saved me. He's like, I can't swim. And she's like, Charlie! And she has to save him. Saving this nigga. This nigga's so funny. And then right then you hear, and they look up, and it's the sons with the chopper, dog.
Damn.
The sons come in, they grab him, and they snatch him out of the water. So, cuts where they bandaging him up. You know, they're like, you know, that kind of like victory scene where like everything's fine. They arrested the bad guys. And the captain's like, you proud of these maniac sons of yours? He's like, oh, I am. Well, it turns out all guilty parties were apprehended. And then you see Charlie come up to Whitey, and he's like, Whitey, I'm sorry. I owe you a huge one, man. You saved our lives. And I'm sorry I made you have to kill again. And Whitey's like, I never killed anyone before, man. He's like, what? He's like, I knew you were from TV. You were that freaked out cop that was like possibly going to kill people. So you were in a bed with me. What was I going to say? You freaked me the fuck out, bro.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That is a good point.
That's a good point.
Yo, he's like, oh.
Yeah.
He's like, but what about your family? Are they really gone? He's like, nah, they're just in Phoenix. I can't go there. It's hot.
It's too hot.
Too much sun.
Yeah.
So they left his ass.
Yeah.
He's too white. And they go, right there, he goes, by the way, your bandage looks like it's coming off. And he's like, huh? Maybe it's time to come off. And remember he had the bandage on.
Yeah,
the whole
plastic
second he
surgery.
has a bandage on.
Yeah.
She just has that. So he finally takes it all off. And he raises up, and this nigga has the huge crimson butt chin. You know what I'm saying? The crimson chin, just that motherfucker Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Huge butt. And he's like, huh, I kind of like it, right? And then they're like, his sons are like, oh, shit, Daddy got a butthole on his chin. And he's like, oh, God, here it comes. And he starts like laughing, and these niggas start flaming him. Daddy, you can wipe your ass and blow your nose at the same time now. And he was like, you jokesters.
Oh shit.
So they motherfucking Irene and Charlie, like they say their goodbyes, and then he's like, hey Irene, maybe I can visit you sometime. And she's like, I promise you do. And he's like, you can bet that. And she drives away, right? And she's all sad. Like this is like days later, by the way.
Okay.
So this is like days, like they're at their house, and she's like going somewhere else, and like time has passed. And he's like, he's in his uniform and shit, and then she drives away. And then she's all sad, and then right then she sees a roadblock of all the cops,
Right.
all the Rhode Island State Troopers, and she's like, "What the fuck? You gotta be kidding me!" And they're like, "Hold it here, ma'am." And it's the captain. He's like, "We need you out the car. This is a stolen car." She's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Why are you guys always fucking with me? Yo, I rented this. Like, fuck y'all, man. She's like, "I need you out now." Like, oh, he's like, "Spread them." He puts her on the hood. She's like, "This is bullshit right there." And then she's like, you see the hands feeling her up, and he turns around, and it's Jim Carrey, and she's like, "Ah, what the fuck are you doing?" He's like, and he says, I'm never letting you. Like, he's like, I'm like. What's this? He's like, I'm never letting you go or something. He tells her to look up. And she looks up, and you see the kids flying a plane, right? And it says, "Will you marry me, bitch?" on that shot. And then like, the kids are like, "Go ahead, daddy. We love you, daddy." It's like, well, and she kisses him. She's like, "Oh, Charlie. Well, that's Charlie's story, and I'm sticking to it." They all moved in together. The kids, Whitey and Irene.
Whitey is moving in with them.
And they're one happy family. Charlie even got promoted to the best force in the goddamn land, the Rhode Island State Police. And then you see the kids, and they look at the camera, and they're like, "Y'all come back now. Thanks for watching this motherfucking movie." And then, as the credits roll, we see the cow still alive, like six bullet holes in that nigga. He's just like eating grass. Me, myself, and Irene, bro.
Damn.
Oh, shit. But that shit sound like, bro, it's gonna be funny as fuck to watch that shit.
Bruh, when y'all watch it, D-Base, but I was not playing for when I say it's one of the funniest movies of all time.
That shit fucking.
Because it was funny me telling it, bro, and I'm like, man, I can't even do this nigga justice. Or like how funny he is with his body and his
I
face.
can just imagine.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Jim.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what'd you think, EA?
This movie is hilarious.
Oh, so good.
The bits are really good. The Whitey, the bit with Whitey is amazing.
Bro, the sons are fucking amazing.
Yeah, they sound hilarious.
Just the beginning with the fucking midget limo driver fool. You're like, what is this shit, bro? What? Credits are still rolling. She left this nigga. What? You're like, because you're like, what is this movie?
Three black sons.
Bruh, that man's
that he
face.
loves with all his heart.
Yeah, they loved him the whole way through.
Yeah.
They loved him.
They watch good comedy.
Yeah.
They watch like the best comedy, bro. That's why they were funny too. It's like, they came up on Richard Pryor and Chris Rock. Them niggas would be very funny.
They're geniuses.
Oh, and they're fucking geniuses.
Oh
man, D Bates, thanks for coming on, brother.
Man, thank you.
We
for
fucking
having
love
me.
you. We appreciate you, man. Anything you want to plug?
Oh man, like I said, just follow the Raw Room on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Easy,
bro. Follow the Raw Room podcast. Send us on all your hate mail, and we love you.
All right.
Sounds good.